Good evening, everyone. Welcome to
Hey,
Omicron.
it's nice to be here in New Orleans.
Yeah. How's Bourbon Street?
Pretty nice.
Yeah, looks just like my house. Yeah, we had a little bit of an eventful week this week. So Sunday I got a phone call from Ron Wilson saying that he was exposed to coronavirus, so
right.
He was out. And then on Wednesday, Larry said, "Listen, Ken, this don't sound like a good deal happening." I said, "All right, let me see what Russ wants to do," and talked to Russ, and we kind of all agreed that this is probably not the show we want to be at. And then I got sick, so I'm nursing it right now. I'm trying to.
Well, that's what sunk it for me was you said I'm not coming because I'm actually sick.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
I saw a video. I saw a little clip today. I guess it's supposed to be of the New Orleans show. So I don't know if it was an old clip or not, but from the clip that they were showing of the people walking around, nobody had a mask on.
Oh, really?
Super spreader event.
So I'm hoping that it was an old clip.
I hope so.
I don't know. And Ariel Diaz was maybe going to come on. Maybe she'll pop on later if we're still going. And she's there, so maybe she could probably fill us in on what's going on up there. But,
and I had bailed out. I bailed out months ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Bill said, "Oh, no way! I know there's a surge coming."
You saw the future.
But I want to thank you guys for doing this. I want to thank
Sure.
everybody who's tuning in. This is our consolation prize for not being at the con this weekend. So, we'll see what happens. We got another guest here. Look at this. Mr. Craig Hamilton is joining us.
Oh, nice.
If his internet ever connects. If he doesn't have a cigarette and a wine in his hand, I'm going to be upset.
If he has what in his hand?
A cigarette and a glass of wine. That's Craig right there.
Well, I'm actually enjoying a refreshing Drunken Bill Morrison.
What's in a Drunken Bill Morrison?
Well, the regular Bill Morrison is it's half Coke Zero and half lemonade. But you can do variations. So this is with about a shot and a half of vodka added.
Oh,
so that's the Drunken Bill Morrison.
There you go.
There's different types, but
Figured I better start getting some drawings done first before I start drinking, just to make sure.
All right, well, let's throw
shaky.
Let's throw a claim up real quick for
sure
for Mr. Russ Braun. So if anybody's interested in Russ is doing headshots today for $75 on what are you doing those on anyway?
7x10 sketchbook drawings, something like that. Just working on a little butcher.
There you go.
To warm up. And head bust kind of whatever, and whatever you like, just like it was at a convention,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's the idea. So
all right, so let me do a wheel spin real quick. I gotta get this set up. Sorry, I'm a one-man show today, guys, so might be a little slower than I normally am.
And he's playing hurt.
Yeah, playing injured.
Yeah.
So what do we got here? We got Lucas, Ely, Steven, and that's it. Oh, Craig's trying another spot. All right, so let me share screen real quick. So
I should be wearing my 4C jersey.
Oh yeah, I've got mine over there too.
I don't know.
All right, everybody put your jerseys on. Let's go.
Here.
Well, looks like Stephen Curtis. Stephen, you're allowed to be up this late. It's a weekend.
Is he in England?
He is in England, yes.
Oh, wow.
So, Steven, whatever you'd like, my friend, you let me know. While you're deciding, we're going to throw up a claim for Mr. Stroman right here. Oh, hold on. Hold on. There it is. Anybody wants a live claim from Larry? That will be up there too. So, Dagny. Craig's trying to log in. I know he's trying.
I can see his swirl.
Did you see the post that I did that was showing that I had started my comic career when I was 4 years old?
No.
By way of Wikipedia?
I didn't see it.
No, I didn't see that.
Where did you put
Well,
that?
you
Larry?
have my birthday is 1981, but then it says that I started my comic career in 1985.
Oh, there you go. Ambitious young fellow you are.
Yep.
There's a Bill Morrison who's a filmmaker, and for a while, somebody had sort of merged our two Wikipedias together into one.
Oh, yes.
So I was like a Renaissance man. It had me as a filmmaker, comic artist, animation art director. It made me sound just incredible.
Yep.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
I have actually, there's a Russell Braun who's an opera singer. So Canadian baritone, apparently. So every now and then I'll make sure that they know I'm doing a signing and not a singing. Because I've been trying to like wipe that guy out like there can be only one, like Highlander. One Russell Braun. And I want this.
Well, you know, supposedly our middle initial is supposed to differentiate us from other people, but it doesn't seem to work because there's so many people with the exact name.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's why the actors unions have that rule.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't have the same name as somebody else. That's why you have Michael J. Fox and
Michael B. Jordan.
You have a lot of and you have a lot of actors and actresses who use their middle name. Like none of them are coming to mind at the moment, but if you ever see like an actor's name and it's like 3 names, it's usually because there's somebody else in the union with the same first and last name, so they had to use their middle name.
I wanted, well, real quick, let me tell Russ what he, Russ.
Yeah, what am I drawing?
Drawing Damien Hailstrom.
Okay. Does he want the version that I drew or the original version? I drew it in New Orleans, Son of Satan, Hellstorm. So.
Okay. Steven, let us know what version of that you want. And then Nicholas, you won Larry, so tell me what you want, buddy.
Okay. Let me show the... Okay, we've got the old version in here.
Nicholas wants Feral. Larry.
You mean what's the name? The one with all the hair from X Factor?
I would assume
somebody
else. Steven would like your version, Rush.
Okay, yeah, because it's like that was the original version. That's what I thought I was going to be drawing, and then we ended up with this guy instead with the long hair. So okay, yeah, and that was funny. Like this, I had to do this whole comic. Klaus Janson inked this, which was really brilliant stuff. And it takes place in New Orleans, so it was kind of like I was going to see some of this stuff down there for the first time in real life, which would have been kind of cool. But yeah, all right, that sounds like fun.
Now, Larry, Russ draws real quick, man. You gotta watch out.
Well, I'm going to take a little more time. You know, they're $75, you know, so there's not a race here.
So what am I doing? Am I doing a headshot or what am I doing?
You're doing full figure, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, he said Farrell from X-Force. So how's everybody doing? Bill's not sketching tonight, but Bill does have art we're going to be showing. I don't know if you're on a time crunch, Bill. You want me to start doing that immediately or what? But
whenever you want to work it into the program.
Okay, I figure you guys want to chit chat a minute. So
yeah, the reason I'm not sketching tonight is I'm on a deadline for a comic job, so I've got to get back to it. And I'm not that fast, so if I was doing sketches, I'd probably only be able to do one.
Yeah.
But I dug out what I think are some pieces that I haven't shown before to put up for sale. Stuff from the archives. It's not all Simpson stuff, although a lot of it is.
There's a couple cool pieces in there.
I have a piece that I'm not selling tonight only because it's not the book hasn't been published yet. But if you want to see it, it's for a Bernie Wrightson tribute book.
Yeah.
Oh
wow. So back in the early 70s, I guess, Bernie was doing a lot of stuff for Creepy and Eerie magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of when I discovered him and became a fan, just developed an obsession for his artwork. So this is a tribute to one of the stories that he did, written by Bruce Jones. It's a story called Jennifer.
Oh, yeah.
And this is my tribute.
Oh, look at that.
Ah, that's a beauty.
Thank you.
That's cool.
So I thought about selling that tonight, but then I thought, I better wait until the book's out. And
I met him about 1978, I think it was, at a show. And at the time, all I was really into was just, superhero type stuff.
mm-hmm.
So I could care less who he was. I mean, I thought he drew well, but I didn't even care who he was. I could have bought some art from him for like $30, $40 or something like that. But I didn't know. I had no idea who he was. So I ended up regretting it. I regretted it years later.
Oh, sure.
I think I met him in Detroit at there was a convention at the Dearborn Inn.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first time I met him. And he had, he was a guest and had a table. I was probably like, I don't know, 16, something like that. And, or maybe a little older. I think I might have been in art school. But I remember my wife, who at the time was my girlfriend, now she's my wife, buying me for my birthday the hardcover A Look Back.
The studio?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, the one that was just on Bernie.
Yeah, yeah, I had that once. I can't remember how I got it because it was pretty expensive.
It was. I was shocked because I think I'd seen an ad for it, and I thought, it was like $150, and that's in 1970s dollars. So there was no way I could touch it. But
Yeah, I think
she and a friend of mine went in. They pitched in. They both had jobs, so they pulled their money and got it for me.
Yeah, I think I might have gotten it once I got into comics and I started making a little money. I think that's when I bought it in the early 80s.
Yeah. Still an amazing book.
Man, that guy did some great stuff. That Frankenstein book, to this day, I still look at it and I keep saying I want to be that good one day.
I know. I don't know what he was doing to make money while he was drawing that.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to take forever, and I just can't imagine like setting every other job aside to focus on that.
Well, that Frankenstein book, I first saw it at sort of a job interview when I went to go meet Joe Orlando from DC Comics, who actually got me my first work up at DC. I was in high school and I was trying to get into School of Visual Arts, and I needed a recommendation letter. And he happened to live in the town in New York that I lived in, and he liked everything that I showed him. It was great. He wrote the letter, but he's like, "You got to see this guy's work. I think you're gonna really like it." And he showed me Frankenstein. And this is a kid, 18 years old, right out of high school, trying to get into art school. And he shows me this super complicated, detailed, beautiful artwork I'd never seen before. And I spent the whole rest of the summer trying to be Bernie Wrightson and failing miserably with really bad rapidograph pens. It's just like, I mean, it was impossible, but it was just
that dead mechanical line.
Yeah. And it was so inspirational, but at the same time, it just made me realize that you got to do what you do. You got to find your own lane. Be inspired, but there's no way you can ever live up to something like that. So,
well, one of the main things when you spend a lot of time studying people and admiring people is you end up getting really disappointed because you cannot match that stuff. So it will either destroy your career or, and I always tell people, put away all that stuff and just focus on just your own drawing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I drew a Rocketeer story for the IDW's Rocketeer Adventures.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember in my head, when
Come on, Anika, nobody said hello to you. So hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. I snuck in.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Just to help Ken with hosting.
I just remember reading the script and like in my head, I imagined everything looking pretty close to the way Dave would do it. And then just being so disappointed because I tried really hard to kind of channel him. And, it came out looking okay, but it was not anywhere near what he would do.
Or what you pictured for yourself in it, I guess. Like when you kind of have it in your head what you thought you wanted to look for yourself. But I mean, well, I mean, that's the thing is we're talking about guys that are like legendary and a high bar for anybody. And that's the worst thing to try and do.
I should have just done it Simpson style.
Yeah.
The other thing too is they studied a lot of people outside of comics. I don't think that's something that a lot of people do these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Everything got kind of easier for me once I started putting that stuff away. It became more of just kind of a matter of, am I drawing the proportions of somebody's body correct, or
did
I have the lighting correct?
Hi, Annika.
He can.
I do.
So you're in New Orleans, Annika?
No, she's in San Diego.
No, San Diego.
Okay. Who did you say was in New Orleans?
Ariel. She's not coming on.
Oh, Ariel. Okay.
Oh, no.
No. Check out this. Isn't that cool?
Oh.
No comment.
That is cool.
You know what's even cooler? It's the fact that Bill's offering this piece up today.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
So, Bill, tell him about that real quick.
So, obviously, the cover that Ken showed is a painted cover, but because Diamond demands that you advertise and list everything 3 months ahead of time, and I didn't have the painting done when we had to have the ad done, I did an inked version of the cover. And I did it in two pieces. I did Bart separately from the three rock stars, just so we could move things around because the proportions would be a little bit different than a comic book page. So this is the top segment of the ad, what ended up being the house ad and the diamond ad for that cover. So, it was all done with just Photoshop color and flat, not meant to look like a painting. And then, I had 3 months to get the painting done.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And of course, fans don't understand those type of deadlines, coming from different places. You have your original deadline from the company you're working for, and then you have deadline from stuff like that, or fan magazines, or if you're doing a poster for a convention.
Yeah, when we first started Bongo, I remember we came out in January. It was actually, I think, January 2nd of 1993. We came out with the first Simpsons comic pre-Bongo. So it was actually the annual of the Simpsons Illustrated magazine. But we did it as a comic book. So that came out, and the response to that was really great, and it gave Matt Groening the confidence to start Bongo. So I think we probably made the decision to start Bongo just prior, maybe 2 months prior to Comic-Con in San Diego. So I'm thinking like maybe May. And so we weren't going to be coming out with the actual first issues until November. So we had, part of the spring, all the summer, part of the fall to get everything done. And I remember I would start working on one of the books, and it was almost like I literally would just put pencil to paper, and I'd get a phone call saying, "Put that down. We've got to do a wizard cover." Or put that down, we've got to do a promotional poster for the retailers or whatever.
Yeah. And
so all of that lead time that we had just got eaten up by all that stuff that you're talking about, Larry.
Yep.
And so eventually it came down to, we were just like, I was over at Steve Vance. Steve Vance was the editor and also writer, and he would do layouts. I would do finishes and inks. Like tight pencils and inks, and I actually brought a sleeping bag, and I slept on the floor in his studio so that we could get those first issues of Simpsons comics and Bartman and Radioactive Man and Itchy and Scratchy done. Because we'd had all that time, and then it just got eaten up, and then we were just down to the wire.
If anybody's interested in this piece, Bill, is it's 11 by 14 and $150. So $50 for each one of those heads.
And Raleigh, it is part of a published cover.
Yes, I would say it's the drawing that was done for the cover, but it's more correctly part of the published ad.
Yeah, you can see that they used two of the heads. They didn't use the Gene Simmons head, I guess.
Yeah, the Gene. I revised the Gene, and I gave him a 3/4 shot. So in the ad, he's kind of straight on.
Where's the Pat Boone?
I think, I don't know if Pat was even on board at that point. Because he was kind of a late addition. Oh, there's the sketch.
Damon Hellstrom's done.
And then Linda Craig claimed, I believe, the Bill Morrison piece.
Okay, hold on. Linda,
and she's making sure it'll be signed.
Yes, everything will be signed. Obviously, no extra charge for that.
All right, let's throw another claim up for Russ real quick. And then we'll get
so
some more Bill Morrison art. Let me know if we have more than 3 claims on it, and I can
okay.
Do a wheel spin.
Spin the wheel.
Got it. So y'all were supposed to be in New Orleans this weekend, correct?
We were all supposed to be in New Orleans. Well, not Bill. Bill wasn't going to be able to make it. He had prior commitments. But initially he was, yes.
Okay, we've got quite a few claims for Russ, so I'll take. There's right. 4.
Let me know. Well, let me take the banner down real quick so they don't keep playing.
All right.
Right.
Go ahead. 5. All right. So the first 5 are Roger.
Roger.
And then on YouTube, Colossus.
Okay.
I wonder what he'd want me to draw.
I'm going to guess a Colossus.
I know.
Clint.
Okay.
And then Ely.
Ely?
Ely.
Oh, Ely. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. All right. 4?
5. So it's Roger, Colossus, Lucas, Clint, and Ely.
Oh, Lucas, I messed up.
And then Russ Stevens says, thank you. A really cool. Oh, I don't have my glasses on, guys. Sorry. A really cool Damon.
Damon Hellstrom, yeah.
There you go.
I hope I spelled it right on there. I always know if it's Daimon or Damon. I usually just go Damon. So.
Steven put it with an I.
Lucas.
Alrighty, Lucas, let us know what you would like from Russ. I should have gotten my glasses, Ken, before I joined this.
What happened?
Oh no. It's fine.
So how's the weather in San Diego, Monica?
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I think
Probably about 70 degrees.
Yeah. I was about to say, let me see.
My legs started freezing today. I've got big ice crystals. It's weird because like I can see out on the lake and it's pretty flat. It's freezing, but there must have been like a lot of wave activity, like right up by my seawall because it looks like the Fortress of Solitude.
Oh.
I've got like all these ice shards kind of coming up at different angles. It's really cool.
I'd say that probably looks really pretty.
It's very pretty, but very cold.
Uncle Boris. All right.
No, it's about 60 degrees right now, but the sun is out. So.
Mad Monster Party. That's awesome.
See, I was warned about this one, so I did a pre-drawing.
I can't wait to see this.
So I think he might get 2 for the price of 1.
There you go.
I could have just pretended and
Several years ago, there was a, I don't know if you know the Van Eaton Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
It's Uncle Boris.
Oh, cool.
Oh, look at that.
That's great.
Is he okay with that one? Because it's
in California, Los Angeles, called the Van Eaton Gallery, and they used to do these like group art shows. So they would get permission from Hanna-Barbera or whoever the IP holder was, and they would just invite all these artists to do whatever they wanted, and then they would take the pieces, frame them, put them on the wall, and have like a big gallery opening.
Oh,
and
cool.
you could sell, you didn't have to sell a piece, but most people sold them. And so they had one for Mad Monster Party.
Yeah.
And I did this piece that I've always loved that photograph of Sophia Loren and Jane Mansfield.
Oh yeah.
Where they're like at dinner and Jane Mansfield's like kind of leaning in with her bosom.
And Sophia Loren's got this look like.
Yeah. So I did that photo in ink wash with the Mad Monster Party cast.
That's cool.
So
Francesca was Jane Mansfield.
Francesca was Jane Mansfield, and Phyllis Diller was Sophia Loren.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
Tell Lucas I did this one for him too. So.
Oh, that's great.
Are these both for Lucas?
He should probably get them both. I think, right?
Lucas, is this yours too, buddy?
Since I cheated and didn't draw it,
Yeah.
here.
How did you have advanced knowledge of this request?
Larry, I told you it was fast. He's already done 2-3 sketches for somebody.
He had mentioned it
Bill,
on the web on the
can you hear me?
Facebook.
Yeah, Larry.
Sorry, go ahead.
In the world of illustrations, stuff like cartoons and things like that, treat it more like it's a specialty kind of a thing. So usually if you're not working on whatever it is, you don't have a whole lot of choices of things to make a living at. So what did you do other than the stuff that you had done for the Simpsons?
Well, I started as an illustrator, and I used to do movie posters back in the 80s.
Right.
And my style was more photorealistic.
Right.
And I used airbrush a lot. So I still do that from time to time. I'll still do.
Were they like bad movies?
Most of them were bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was young and I
used to love those old movie posters.
Yeah. I was working during the time that Drew Struzan was kind of at his hottest.
Right.
And everything I did, the art directors would say, "Do it more like Drew." Can you give me something more like Drew? So I did, my fair share of Struzan knockoffs, but generally I tried to just do my own thing. And
that used to be one of the things that was exciting to me back in the day, is that I would go to one of these movie theaters that would have like 3 movies, and they always had like these posters up outside. I probably spend more time looking at the posters than I did watching the actual movies themselves.
That was the great thing back then. At some point, I think in the 90s, things got into photography more with movie posters.
Yeah.
And it's starting to, I think, because of Stranger Things, because they did a lot of vintage-looking images that were kind of, very 80s with illustration, and that kind of caught on. So I've been seeing not a lot, but I've been seeing, a number of movie posters that are illustrated. So it seems to be kind of swinging back a little bit. But yeah, I mean, back then it was so great to just, you could just hang out outside a multiplex and just look at the posters.
Yep.
But then it got to be just like, oh, that's a big photographic headshot of Leonardo DiCaprio, or big deal. It doesn't even tell you anything about the movie. Yeah,
I like those the big composed ones, like the Bob Peak Pennies from Heaven and stuff like that. Those are my favorites.
Bob Peak was
That's looking great, by the way, Larry.
Nice.
Yeah. And then
I can't. When I'm doing these, I have to go as fast as I possibly can. It's too much energy. I can't take my time and do those beautiful setups like that. So,
what kind of brush are you using for that background?
Sorry. Oh yeah.
Somebody's asking me the question.
I think so.
For that?
Yes, what kind of brush are you using?
It's an old beat up brush I think I bought at Michael's, and it's making that effect because it's actually dried out. I didn't wash it.
X brush.
So it's like a dried out using a flathead or something.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Nice. That's really good.
I remember when I was back in my early days when I was studying art. Rembrandt was like my favorite artist. Outside of comics, of course. And he would always talk about how he would keep his old brushes because he could get different types of effects with the old bristles and dried up, stuff. And I've always kind of stuck with that ever since.
I even keep my old dried up Sharpies for that reason.
Yep.
Sometimes you can get a nice effect on a sketch with an old Sharpie.
I put a piece of white tape around the ones that are almost done, so I know that which ones are the, and I'll write old on it or something, just like a little.
That's funny.
Yeah, I made a mistake once when I was collecting all these pins. Yeah, when I was collecting all these pins, and I ended up with like 50 pins, but I couldn't remember which ones were the new ones.
Yep.
So I had to go through every one of those pins before I found the ones that actually worked.
Yeah.
Most of the rest of them were all dried up.
Yeah, it's almost like after every project, you like reassess the studio and you take stuff like that. And I just have like a piece of paper and take each pen, make a mark with it, and see, is this one going in the garbage? Is this one, usable or what? So.
Yep.
So anyone else?
Well, the thing is, I'll sometimes refill the pens.
We're waiting to hear what he wants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, guys.
Lee, you want it, buddy. We just need to know what character you want. I'm guessing I know what he wants, but
I don't know.
I want him to say it.
Oh yeah, Larry's scumbling now.
OMAC. You can just start doing OMAC. That's what he wants.
OMAC?
Jack Kirby. There you go. It was
the original Jack Kirby OMAC, right? Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to remember that hairstyle.
That's it. Oh man! All right, let me show some more Bill stuff. Unfortunately, I can't see.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Ah.
This piece or not? Ah, yeah. So this was a prelim for a cover for Simpson number 16, right, Bill?
Yeah.
So yeah, Patty, Selma, Homer.
So it's a pretty tight prelim. I did a tighter version that's almost the same. I think maybe Homer's a little bit smaller, and there might be some slight expression changes, but this is pretty close to the final. And Patty or Selma's holding Homer's parachute. That's what she's got in her arms there. It's not her purse. That's Homer's chute. So that's why he's plummeting to his death.
And this is 11 by 14, 250 for anybody who wants to claim that.
That's awesome.
I think I have the issue. I should pull it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it.
The story for this issue was Patty and Selma take jobs as airline hostesses.
Oh.
And I didn't write it, but as the editor, I was able to kind of interject. And I got the writer to use a line that my sister had heard. My sister was a flight attendant for United. And, she worked with, some really great people and some fairly awful people. And there was one flight where I guess this one flight attendant was kind of stressed out and not in a good mood. And the one of the passengers, when she was handing out the food for dinner, one of the passengers said, do I have a choice? Because she was just, I guess, handing chicken to everybody or whatever. And so she said, do I have a choice? And the flight attendant said, yeah, eat or don't eat. And I actually got the writer to use that line in the story.
So there's the book itself.
Yeah, so I think you can see the chute is labeled Homer's parachute or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or spare parachute. Yeah.
That's hilarious. I love that they're smoking too, Linda.
Yeah. So there aren't a lot of bongo pieces out there. So this is one of the rare instances where I'm actually selling something that was a bongo cover.
So of course, now I'm going to be obsessed with wanting to know what those posters are that you did.
Somebody else asked if
movie
you have
posters?
one to show too.
Well, one of the most famous ones was for the movie House.
Oh, right.
Which is the image is like this severed, rotting zombie hand.
Oh, the hand? Yeah.
Pushing a doorbell. Yeah.
Oh, it's a beautiful poster.
Oh, thank you. I did one for a movie called Blood Diner.
Right.
There was a foreign film called Choose Me, and one called The Hit. I think those were maybe British. A few years later, I did a lot of Disney posters. So I did like the original Little Mermaid, but totally different style from the more realistic stuff I was doing. There was.
Did you like the transition of going from doing that type of stuff to doing the cartoonish type stuff?
Yeah.
Here's what's her name? Whatever her name is, Farrell.
Oh, nice.
All right.
What's her name?
Yeah, I did. I don't know. I like the variety, because especially with something like The Simpsons, you can sort of get bored after a while doing the same thing over and over again. So I like having that movie poster thing in my experience, because it's nice to change it up and do something more like that once in a while, and to have the chops to do that.
I was up at a continuity Neil Adams company, and I was hanging out, and I guess whatever the thing they were working on, he was working on at the time, they were doing these I forgot what the ads were. I think it was some cigarette ad or something, but they wanted it done in a style of Leroy Neiman.
Okay.
So if you can imagine Neil Adams doing Leroy Neiman, that was some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if it was hard for him to get that loose.
Right.
I know for me, I started out in Detroit as a technical illustrator.
Right. Working for one of the car companies.
Yeah, so I had to work very tight and precise, and it gave me certain skills, but it also, I think, made it harder for me to loosen up.
Right.
So it kind of had its pluses and minuses.
So Ken, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
And there were
Can
four
I show?
people.
So
Huh?
Ken, can I show some of this stuff that I was supposed to take to New Orleans?
Yeah, I have pictures of the stuff. I think.
Okay.
Loaded up
Was it
already, so I was gonna
David
do
or
that.
Jack?
I think I did a few more, but I can't remember.
Okay, well, I'll show what I have. I just want to get through Bill's stuff real quick, and then we can move on. So who won that? I forgot. John?
No, I just meant.
You took it down so fast.
David won.
It was David.
David, you
All right,
won,
David.
buddy. Let us know what you want from Mr. Stroman, and we can get him Nick Fury, Steranko era.
Oh, the cool costume.
The cool,
Did he
kid costume.
private message you?
He did.
I was like, I don't see that claim anywhere, Ken. Oh,
Yeah.
poor Craig.
Let me see what else I can show from Mr. Morrison here real quick.
That's a cool one. That's a really cool one.
So this is a Radioactive Man from the hardcover collection. It's a model kit mock-up of was it a Superman piece you said, Bill?
Yeah, it's based on the Aurora Superman model.
Oh,
So-
I remember that.
Yeah, it's 11 by 14 and $100.
So in the hardcover book, we hired Paul Dini to write the intro, and he wrote it as if Radioactive Man existed. He kind of played along with our phony history of Radioactive Man being created in the 50s and being popular all the way up to the present day, like he is in the Simpsons universe. And so in his intro, he talks about growing up with Radioactive Man and having the big plastic Radioactive Man helmet that has a button that shoots the lightning bolt up into the air, and all the merchandise as we did with Batman and Superman. So this is an illustration of the Radioactive Man model kit by Aurora. Featuring Radioactive Man using his atomovision to blast his way through the brick wall rather than his fist.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. What else do we have here? This is kind of neat. Where's this? This is from the indie comic Eclipse. I can't remember already.
Eclipse in Vega.
In Vega, yes, it's 9 by 12. It was it was a cover. $150
For a cover. Wow.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Bill brought it. This is 9 by 12. I think I said that, so everybody knows what size it is. The next piece here is, look at this big Barda.
I was supposed to say that's pretty awesome too.
Oh wow.
I'm so glad I'm
That's
not.
that's one of my favorite Kirby designs.
That's such a great design, isn't it?
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is 11 by 14, and Bill wants a whopping $50 for this one.
Stop it.
Are you kidding me?
Come on. Why am I here, Ken? Every time. Oh, fine. Whatever, Ely. Take
Ely
it.
just claimed it.
God. You know what?
I guess I should have asked for more. That was a little too fast.
The next piece we have here.
No.
Now this was an homage to a Calvin Klein ad.
Yeah.
It was a prelim for a T-shirt.
Yeah, this was a prelim for a T-shirt design, and I did a few of them. They were all based on the Calvin Klein Eternity ads, like black and white photography, people in their underwear and stuff. There was one that I did that had a couple. The original ad had a couple on a swing. They're like standing on a swing, and they're naked. They're like pressed against each other. And so we did Homer and Marge, instead of a couple in the photo. But this is one, like if you Google like early 90s Calvin Klein Eternity ads, you'll see this kind of upshot of a guy, like a really ripped guy in his underwear.
I remember seeing that ad in Times Square when it first came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's a whopping $100. So anybody who doesn't want a Homer on their wall in his underwear, I mean, I don't know.
He's also, normally when you're drawing Homer like on model, he doesn't really have the bosoms.
Yeah.
But for this one, I kind of went the extra mile on that, just to make it that much more disturbing.
Yeah. You had to give it that little extra oomph.
Yeah.
Now, Bill was talking about some of the other things that he's done in the past. Those horror things. Check this piece out.
Ooh, that's cool.
So I'm charging by the window for this one.
Yes, that's downtown Detroit. Yeah.
Nice.
This is it's the unused cover for the first issue. It was rejected by Mr. Bill Morrison, who decided that he didn't want to use it.
Oh.
It's on the smaller side. It's 14 by 22.
Feet.
And it's $400.
That's awesome. It's on the smaller side.
If anyone's not familiar with Dead Vengeance, it's the story of a guy. It's the story of a guy.
I was not sketching, no.
What was that?
I don't know.
I think Russ is.
Sorry, that was my pencil sharpener. Yeah, sorry about that.
It's the story of a guy whose wife is murdered by the mob in 1929, and he gets framed by the Purple Gang, the local Detroit mob, for the murder. And so he's kind of on the run, and he wants to get revenge and clear his name, but the guy who did it ends up going to prison for a 10-year stretch on a different charge. And so he's got to wait 10 years before he can clear his name. And he discovers a way to send his, kind of like Doctor Strange, he can send his astral projection into the future to inhabit his own body. So it's a little bit of a mix between Dead Man and Doctor Strange in that way. And so he does that. He decides I can go 10 years into the future and I can clear my name and I can get revenge on the guy who killed my wife. What he doesn't realize is that 10 years in the future, he's dead. And so he inhabits his own corpse and reanimates it. And so he's sort of like this detective, like this zombie detective, trying to get revenge on the guy who killed his wife, but all the while his body is rotting and parts are falling off. And
is the title a stat, or did you draw that?
That's all drawn on there.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Well, I've got OMAC ready.
Oh, hold on. Let me take that one down real quick.
So,
all right, let's see this OMAC.
Nice.
OMAC.
Oh, yeah, see, there's the thing.
The one-man Army Corps.
Just,
The
Had to quickly make sure I had
one-man
that.
hairdo.
One man hairdo.
Yeah, hopefully I know. Hopefully he likes that.
So let's get Russ going again here. There you
Me
go.
working.
He's so fast.
He is, and he said he stands the whole time, which cracks me up too.
Well, yeah. I sit down, I get tired.
I still think he's got it all pre-done. He just takes it.
Yeah, I have one of every character drawn somewhere.
He's got one of everything. You just got to find it.
I feel like that's an autocorrect, Jason.
I was wondering. I was like, I don't get that. What Russian? You mean a Russ spot? Is that what you're trying to say? You want to read me off the names that we have on there?
Yeah, so it's Colossus, Roger, and Jason.
Colossus, Roger.
Taking Russian as Russ, Jason. So.
1 second. Hey, Craig, I don't know if you can hear us, but you're spinning.
Oh, Craig. My wine buddy.
Craig might want to try a different browser because I know I can't use Safari with StreamYard.
Same, I have to go to Google Chrome.
Oh, Google Chrome.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
Jason, let us know what you'd like.
Wait. All right. Which Jason was that?
Lutz.
Okay. All right.
Be like a Russian character now.
Let's see. So the next piece Bill has here. This is an Itchy and Scratchy. Are my notes? This is.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Jason has a question.
Sure.
Is Russ feeling hero or villain?
Yes. I guess villain.
Ooh. Oh, these are my favorite characters.
Is that an Itchy and Scratchy Christmas? Yeah.
Is he holding a little cookie?
This was for the Itchy and Scratchy Holiday Hijinks one-shot, which I think came out in 1994 or 5. And this was a house ad. And also, I think the Diamond Previews ad. So again, this was not the final cover, but I think it was originally a contender to be the cover, but I ended up going with something different. But this was the advertising that we did for it.
Oh, cool.
Did they roll out his body?
Yeah, he rolled his body out with a rolling pin, and then he cut into it with cookie cutters.
Oh no!
Very bloodlessly and tastefully.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
So this piece is 250, 8 by 12.
And then Russ, Jason said your choice of Sabretooth or Sinestro.
Ah, okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
I guess Sinestro. Yeah.
I like how Scratchy's just like annoyed rather than like he's not screaming. He's not screaming in pain. He's not horrified. He's just like, God damn it.
Oh, it's so good.
Now this one's pretty cool. This is actually trading card art, published trading card art. A radioactive man. It was a promo card. It's 10 by 14. So all those trading card art, obviously larger than that. And this one's 500.
And this was a parody of a Neil Adams X-Men cover. In the final art, we used the actual Radioactive Man logo, but I drew the characters on the end and the logo because they had to be crumbling. But the reason the space in the middle is blank is because we actually inserted the actual Radioactive Man logo there.
So that piece is available. And then this piece, this is pretty cool. This is actually what the finished piece looked like. And this was a poster art for an online ad. For, what was the title? I can't read my writing.
This is really recent. There was an episode. It was a 2-part episode of The Simpsons called "A Serious Flanders," and it's a parody of Fargo, of the Fargo TV show. And it's a little bit like a Treehouse of Horror episode because people die in it, so it's out of continuity. But it's all like very modern crime drama, and it's really a good episode, or good couple of episodes if you want to look it up. It's for modern Simpsons episodes, I think it's kind of exceptional because it's really well done, and I think it sort of sets the style for once The Simpsons actually ends. When it's canceled or off the air, I think they could do a series of like hour-long or even movie-length specials that are like this 2-part episode, because it's really well written, it's really well done, beautifully drawn. Anyway, it centers around Ned Flanders finding a bag of money. Mm-hmm. and then goes into the history of where that money came from and how the sins of the grandfather are revisited on Ned in the present day.
Is that inked?
That's all inked, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's the final inked art. And then the color version that Ken showed you was, that was all rendered in Photoshop.
Cool.
And it's made to look like a pretty much traditional Fargo Netflix ad.
Oh, it's blood on the donuts. I thought it was snow.
Oh no, that's blood. That is blood, baby.
Yeah, and this piece is 500. It's a large, 14 by 17. So it's a big, nice large art. And then the last piece that Bill is offering up, it's actually 7 pieces, right? 7 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Troy McClure Super 7 reaction action packaging for the action figures.
Yeah, Super 7 is a company that does the little sort of Star Wars Kenner-sized action figures, and they're really super popular. They're doing a whole line of Simpsons right now. So this is the packaging art for the Troy McClure figure that's coming out. It's not out yet.
So this is all the.
Is that character based on the Doug McClure guy that used to do all those bad monster movies?
Yes, very much. Yeah. I think it's a hybrid because of the name. It's a hybrid of Doug McClure and Troy Donahue.
Yeah. Right.
But he's meant to just be one of those kind of B actors who was a heartthrob at one point.
Right.
And then aged and started doing really schlocky horror movies and things.
So all 7 pieces are rendered on 9x12 paper and $500 for the whole set.
Wow.
And these are the inks.
There are a couple questions for Bill.
Sure.
The first is, will The Simpsons end?
Will The Simpsons end? No.
Anything's end.
No, and the reason I'm so confident in saying that is because in Futurama, which Matt Groening says is literally our universe 1,000 years in the future, The Simpsons is still on the air 1,000 years from now, and they're still putting out merchandise. And if you remember the episode that had all the garbage on the moon and there was a big pile of Bart Simpson dolls, that's all real. So, so I don't know. It may end. Further in the future than 1,000 years, but for at least the next 1,000 years, it's
going.
It's still going.
So that is the longest running show on television, right?
It's the longest running scripted primetime show.
Wow.
So there are shows that have been on the air longer, like soap operas, daytime soaps, and news shows like 60 Minutes,
right?
And SNL. SNL is not primetime, so obviously that's scripted, but it's been going on longer. But as far as primetime, which is I guess 7 to 11 roughly in the evening, for a scripted show that's not news or reality based, it's the longest running.
That's crazy.
Right.
Does Bill know he has Jason Blood's hair?
I do, don't I? I don't know where the shock of gray came from. But I like it.
It's got something about Mary thing going on there.
Well, you took it to a whole different place, Ken.
That's funny. But yeah, so all that stuff is available that wasn't claimed already by Bill. Anybody who wants to revisit it, just let me know. Or if you watch the replay at some point, you'll have that art available. Bill's. I'm going to be going up to Bill's place hopefully within the next couple weeks, and I'm bringing a shovel, and we're going to dig. We're going to dig. We're going to find stuff. We're going to find buried treasure.
Yeah, I paid thousands and thousands of dollars when I moved from California to Michigan a couple of years ago to haul all my crap. So rather than selling it off in California, I brought it with me, and there's a lot. There's a lot of Bongo comics, a lot of art, a lot of archival toys and stuff like that.
Yeah. A lot of signed things. I mean, he's got stuff, that were gifts from people or, from the studios or, very exclusive things. So it'll be fun.
So do you live in Detroit?
Yeah, well, I live outside of Detroit. I live up in St. Clair Shores.
Yeah. I lived in Detroit for about 10 years.
Did you?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
The worst parts. And then I eventually moved out to Southfield, and that's what I lived the last like 3 years before I moved out of there.
Oh, okay.
Ely,
All of the notorious areas of Detroit, I lived in all of those areas.
Okay. Well,
and they're exactly what people say they are.
Yeah. When I went to school, I went to CCS, which is kind of like in this sort of island. It's right around the Detroit Institute of Arts and the Public Library in Wayne State.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like a cultural island. And I remember in the 70s, like if you would venture out, 3 blocks in any direction, it was really bad.
Yeah.
And I grew up in downriver, down in Lincoln Park. So I was there when we had the riots, back in '67, and I actually got a call from Alice Cooper when I was when we were doing that first image you showed, Ken, that Treehouse of Horror comic.
Yeah.
Alice co-wrote the story that he's in that issue.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
he co-wrote it with a guy named Chris Yambar. And Chris is the guy that brought him in, but as the editor, I had not up to that point talked to Alice. And I'm a big Alice Cooper fan, and I was jealous that my friend Chris was getting to work with Alice and I wasn't. But I'm the editor. It's like I should get to at least talk to him. So I think Chris sensed my frustration, and he gave Alice my phone number, and he said, call Bill because he's a big fan. And I'm at home watching TV one night, and the phone rings, and it's Alice Cooper.
Oh.
And we talked for about 15 minutes, and he was in Detroit in the 60s, and I think he was born in Detroit, but then he moved out to Arizona. But after he started his band, he came back. But it was fascinating, talking to somebody of his age who lived there during the turmoil, and then kind of lived there after the aftermath. But it took years and years and years for Detroit to kind of come back from that, but it finally is. And
some of my absolute best friends on the planet are from Detroit. I live in Detroit, so I haven't been back there since I moved away, but I'm always in contact with people in Detroit.
Got another one down. Sinestro.
Oh, that's so nice.
Looks kind of sinister. So yeah, there you go.
So who would those people be, Larry?
Who would those people? Oh, no, nobody in the comic industry. Well, my friend Todd that I did my book Tried with. That was about it.
Uh-huh. Well, I love it here. I think it's a great city, and I love the people.
Yeah.
I actually start teaching at my alma mater on Monday. So I'm teaching a class down there.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm real excited to just be back and be part of the sort of revitalization of the city.
Yeah, they really did a good job downtown there where the stadium is and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice.
Yeah. I've always felt like the two cities that I've lived in, LA and Detroit, both have suffered from the fact that they're car towns.
Right.
Because the people here have always resisted mass public transit because everybody wants to just be in their cars.
Right.
And I think the cities where you've got mass transit, people who live in the suburbs and the outlying areas will come into the city, whereas in Detroit and LA, they're not as likely to come in because they don't have that easy way to get in, and you don't have to park. You can just come in, get off the train or whatever.
Well, they've tried, and they just won't. They won't allow them to have good public transportation. It's like they want people to drive cars.
Yeah, it's kind of
so. Sometimes you see people driving in cars that look like something from Road Warrior. They just keep fixing the cars up over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Is that me, Howard the Duck?
That's you, buddy. Howard the Duck.
That should be fun. Got reference for that.
You guys are so good.
Oh, Craig's back.
I want to edit comics again so I can hire both of you.
I want to commend Craig for his tenacity. He is not giving up. He wants to be part of this stream.
I'm going to ask how his cat's doing. He has like the cutest cat on Facebook.
Dean. All right, well, I'm going to show some of Larry's art. Now, all the stuff that Larry has here, this is each one of these pieces are $150. So here's the first piece.
Oh, wow.
Well, actually, no, that's not available. I'm buying that. I'm just kidding. No, yeah, there you go.
Gosh, I love the hair.
If anybody's interested in that, just claim Phoenix.
Stephen Curtis. Claiming Phoenix. Whatever, Stephen. Thought we were friends. Thought you would know by the gasp that I really enjoyed that piece.
The next one we have by Larry, we have this is a nice piece. We got Cyclops, Storm, and Nightcrawler.
Oh my god, I didn't even see Cyclops in there.
And these are all 11 by 17.
You thought Storm was sneezing?
Oh, no,
Yep.
I didn't say that. That's what I thought.
Now I can't unsee that, Bill.
That's actually a good idea. I think I'm gonna do that in the next stronger.
Oh.
Now, for $150, I mean, just the ink that Larry bought to do this piece alone is worth $150.
See, now David Williams would have said he just spilled ink on the thing and then made a sketch out of it.
That's a lot of ink.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a Wolverine, half naked.
Yeah, when I buy ink, I don't go in there and buy a couple of the little bottles. I buy the gigantic ones.
Big bugs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool, too.
Here's a nice Psylocke.
Nice Psylocke.
And I'll have these pieces if anybody doesn't take them on the sale. They'll be on the 4C site. These are all pieces that were supposed to be in New Orleans this weekend.
Man, New Orleans.
It's Batman.
That's cool. Oh,
There's another Storm. Now, Larry and I had a conversation. I said, Larry, I love how you use the negative space to do the hair and stuff. And he said, I only do that because I can't draw hair.
You're not supposed to reveal that, Chad. That's a trade secret.
Is that a trade secret? Oh, okay.
I love that, though. That's so cool.
So,
well, what I always explain to people is style is what style actually means is your inability to solve a problem. So you come up with a creative way of doing it. So then people like it, but then in actuality, they don't know it's just because you really can't do it that well.
That's cool.
Here's a Batman, Catwoman, and Joker.
True. I mean, you look at someone like Darwin Cook, and he's got a very distinct style, but nothing is really anatomically correct.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Kirby, Frank Frazetta, all those guys, they all created styles by way of things they either didn't do well or didn't want to do well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
My style is to draw people with their hands behind their back.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Unless they're Simpsons, who just have big sausages for fingers.
Yeah.
And Russ also did a lot of sketching for New Orleans, so we have pieces for Russ that are going to be available also.
Oh, sure.
So I'll show some of those pieces. That one's sold already. Here you go. Here's a nice butcher.
Nice.
This one's
I thought
$75.
you sold that one.
Did you sell that one?
I thought you did.
Oh wait, was it? Oh, this is the one that's available. Yeah, you're right. I did sell that one. This is the one. Pencil sketch here. So this one's $75. Not to be outdone by the TV version.
Yeah.
It's coming
Which
back.
just announced is coming back. Would you say June 3rd?
I think
June
it's
3rd. Yeah, they just announced it yesterday.
3rd, season 3 of The Boys.
Cool.
Ooh, Raleigh wants to know if there's any more interior pages of The Boys available.
Yeah, I've still got all that stuff. I can pull them out if you'd like. Show you what I have.
There you go, Raleigh. Raleigh? Ooh.
Here's the female. These are all 75, guys. Good old Huey. And Frenchie. Frenchie looks much more sinister in the comics than he does in the.
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
That's because nobody can really do that with their eyebrows in real life.
And then John, the Nightcrawler, Storm, and Cyclops is still available.
It is, John.
For one.
If you want to claim it, just let me know.
Oh, that's cool.
This one's a different. This is a smaller profile, quick sketch. This one's 40 of Mr. Butcher. We have Mother's Milk. This one's 75.
Oh, that's cool.
Yondu. Well, he was supposed to. We were supposed to be in New Orleans. He's supposed to be there.
I figure what the hell.
Coming from Ming-Na when?
Not only was he supposed to be there, but
Ming-Na.
he's supposed to be there.
No.
A
Go to the
train.
Disney Princess.
That's right.
The Disney Princess. And the cool bounty hunter. Where's she at?
And he was supposed to be there.
Oh.
No, he wasn't supposed to be there.
And then
No.
Ken John is claiming
Sure.
the Nightcrawler Storm.
John, what's John's last name?
John Rose.
Oh, John Rose.
That's a cool Stanley.
Yeah, that's a great rendition of Stanley. That's 75.
I met him one time. We walk in the hallway, and the guy who was throwing the show had introduced me to him. And he could care less who I was. He could care less what I drew. And then he walked away.
Your
That's
reputation
terrible.
preceded you. I
But
guess-
he wasn't one of those guys that I really wanted to meet, so it wasn't like it was disappointing or anything.
right.
Mm-hmm.
The Treehouse of Horror Riley is not sold. So if you'd like to claim that, you can. Facebook user, I see you claiming Stan Lee, but I don't know who you are.
It is Damian Lewis Malin? Malin?
Damian Lewis.
Malin. Malin.
And he wants a Stan Lee, right?
Mm-hmm. I thought Linda bought the treehouse.
Did she?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Treehouse of Horror one was sold. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, Damien.
Sorry, boss. My bad. Yeah, so Ron Perlman here is Hellboy. Those two were sold. Then we had he's supposed to be in New Orleans.
I
Mr.
love
Mackey.
that.
This one is 75 also. And he was supposed to be in New Orleans.
Is that Nick? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. You nailed that. You nailed that bodysuit, man.
Yeah. This one's 125.
You know, I really wanted to see that movie.
Yeah.
I kind of did too.
Then we have Spidey Claws.
That's so cute.
Oh yeah, the 70s Spidey stuff.
Do you ever remember that cookbook? The Marvel cookbook?
Oh,
I remember
They
that.
had where they had all the characters cooking food and stuff?
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of.
This nice little Daredevil here. This one's 100. There's another Spidey Claws. This one's 125.
Christmas ones.
This one's a little bigger. Annika, I'm gonna remove you from the stream right now.
Bye.
Oh no. I love her.
Because she was supposed
Yeah,
to be.
I worked on Mulan for Disney. I was on the cleanup crew for her.
How about that?
I thought it'd be kind of fun to meet her.
Yeah.
And have I did a drawing of her as Mulan, and this like from the same pose as her as May
this
from
one?
from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And both of these are 125 each. And then we have this wonderful
Oh yeah,
70s style Spidey. This one is 125 also. And then the last piece I have from Russ wouldn't be a stream with Russ if we didn't have a Homeland.
His little eagle shoulder pad is so cool. I love it so
I always call it the
125.
pine cone. because it's just like it's supposed to look as goofy as possible, you know, and it's just like a pine cone coconut with an eagle head and wings on it. So the goofier you can make it look, the better. Especially when it's like he's doing some serious, horrible, mean stuff, and he's wearing this goofy, like plastic looking thing. That's kind of the way Garth kind of described it. So
I love it. How much is Homelander, Ken?
Homelander is 125.
125.
Sorry, guys. I have a crazy lag, and I press a button and it doesn't register, so I press it again. It starts going crazy on me. Craig is still trying, and he's sketching, so he's sending me pictures of stuff he's doing, but it's like half done. But he's out there drawing.
Well, here's Howard. Enough.
That's amazing.
I may give that one another crack because Howard's so much fun to draw. Take another angle, but so far we'll carry on and see if there's someone else, and maybe I'll get a better version of Howard there. But I like that one.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
So Craig is currently working on Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch.
Oh, cool.
It's on 8.5 by 11.
Craig is the only one I don't have one from in this whole group of awesome artists.
I'm going to see if I can share it here in a second. Give me 1 second. What he started, it basically he's doing just the white parts right now.
And the claim for Russ is up. Hi, Filippo.
Try a different way.
Then, Ken, did you want to keep the claim up or go with the first person?
How many people did it?
2.
2? Yeah, so we go to the first person. Hold on 1 second.
All right, so
I was trying to get to Craig's
his Scarlet Witch. I want to see it.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I got it.
All right, so Colossus, go ahead and type in what your claim is, and maybe I don't know. Oh,
so there's the beginnings of Mr. Hamilton's Scarlet Witch piece.
I mean, if he wants to do a Jane Foster Thor, I mean, yeah, just claim it. No one else can claim it, right?
All right, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Hold it up one more time, Larry.
Huh?
Hold it up one more time, bud. There we go.
Oh, I like the background. It's sick.
And we have a live claim ready for Larry if anybody is out there looking for it. And who got the last claim, Annika, for Russ?
On
Colossus.
YouTube, right?
Colossus, you're gonna have to shoot me an email, buddy. So I know who you are. Shoot an email to this address scrolling across the bottom right now, so I can be able to send you an invoice. Okay.
So Ken.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to say it, but I'll be back in about a minute.
All right, Willy Bobo time. I was talking to David Williams today. I said, he said, I just got the phone with Willy Bobo. I said, oh, there we go. So we have a claim available for Larry if anybody wants, and when he's done,
so
Willy Bobo, he can start it. And I think Dagny got it, right?
Yeah.
All right, Dagny, what do you want, buddy?
And Colossus is going to switch to Facebook.
Okay. Did he say who he wanted?
No, not yet.
All right.
Oh, it's Homer Harris.
Homer. There you go, boss. Homer, what do you want?
And then Roger says thank you for the Howard.
Oh, good.
Death of the Endless.
Death.
That
Oh,
makes
okay.
sense to you?
Yeah. Death from Sandman.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I'm going to assume Daddy wants the boy Thor if he wants Kirby Crackle, but we all know the superior Thor is Jane Foster Thor.
Thor with Kirby Crackle.
That'll
Thor
be good.
with Crackle. All right.
I'm so sad. I love watching Craig with his colors.
Yeah. He's trying. He's still trying.
It makes no sense to me how it works. And then it's just there.
So Bill stepped away. Larry's boboing.
Nope,
Larry.
I'm back.
All right. He wants Thor with Kirby Crackle.
You said, say it again?
Thor with Kirby Crackle.
Okay.
I told Craig to try Google Chrome. He said that's what he's using. I wonder if he's having internet issues.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's in Georgia, so it can't be snow.
Oh, George.
But he's showing tenacity. He's not giving up.
That Scarlet Witch looks cool, though.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it kind of, unfold as he does
Yeah, it's
it.
going to be
Yeah, it should be
mind-blowing, probably.
Bill's back.
I'm back.
Bill's back. How's that jersey fit, buddy?
Oh, it looks good.
Yeah,
perfect.
look at that. That's what I'm talking about.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How many of those colors you got there, Ken?
I got different colors for everybody. Everybody gets their own. You come out to a show one day, you'll get yours too.
Dude, I'm coming up Heroes.
Are you?
I think so.
Oh,
I'm still trying to figure out why the one he sent me is black.
You picked it. That's why. Don't try that.
Yes, that's true. I picked it.
I let those guys pick their jerseys.
I got a black one. Black.
The only one who didn't pick it was Ron Wilson. I
didn't pick either. I got penguin colors.
Penguin.
I'm a Rangers fan, and I got.
Those are Padres colors.
Black and gold.
I got a lot of Pittsburgh colors, but that's cool.
Oh, that's a cool looking one.
Yeah.
Those are Padre colors.
Yeah. We'll go with the Padres.
The team that's never won a championship.
Well,
it's like all San Diego teams.
You would think a team named after like a religious symbol would, they'd have an inn somewhere to win some titles here and there.
Until you see what
Does
are
Padre just mean father?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So not necessarily religious.
Yeah, that's true. But he's a friar, our mascot.
Yeah.
Oh,
they call
that's
them
true.
friars. Yeah.
Got a big tummy.
Oh my goodness. Somebody asked about was there more Bill Morrison art? Listen, Bill can pull out some crazy stuff if you want to say it.
There's more. I mean, I didn't want to show stuff I've already shown before, but there might be some people tuning in who haven't seen some of the other stuff.
okay,
And there, there's a ton of art, and just a lot of stuff I haven't had time to go through.
That's what Ken's coming
So he
for.
said, what's left from Bill? Well, that's a loaded question. We don't have enough time to go through.
What's right? That's a better question.
What's right with Bill? Exactly.
I mean, I could
I
show.
can't wait. I'm looking forward to.
I could show a few things that I've shown before that I have handy. If anybody wants to.
Sure, why not?
All right.
So did any of you all have any one of those times where you just didn't want to do it anymore and decided you wanted to do some other kind of job?
Oh, sure. Right now. But no, I know what you mean. Yeah. Stocking shelves at a Target might be a little less stressed sometimes.
I did security work for a few years.
Yeah.
And I started to get so used to it, I had to bring myself back to doing comics again.
I have those thoughts all the time.
It is like the grass is always greener sometimes, you know?
Well, no, not that you want something else, or sometimes you just get tired of dealing with people in the industry, you know?
Oh, real quick, guys! This coming Thursday, we are going to be having an announcement about a partnership we're going to be doing that Bill and I, Bill arranged actually. It's going to be fun. We're going to be. It's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be some amazing stuff is going to be coming. So, I think we're actually going to make the announcement on Bill Cox's show on Comic Art Live. Just because I want to make sure that as many people as possible are going to see it. And, you know, as much as 4C is my baby and I love it, you know, Bill's obviously got a much bigger fan base of people who watch his show. So the announcement we're making is not necessarily all comic related. It's gonna span a pretty wide array of different art stuff. So. I wrote up a press release today. I sent it to Bill. Bill edited me. I loved it. I said, check that off my bucket list. I've been edited by Bill Morrison. I haven't done any of it yet, so I'm acting just like somebody who would work for him. But I'll get to it eventually. And so we'll be doing that on Thursday.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Hold on, let's see.
So, any Lobo fans?
Yes.
This is a story I did for DC. Lobo meets the Roadrunner.
Oh my God, where's that from? Was it a comic?
Yeah, it was a one-shot. Lobo meets the Roadrunner.
All right.
Those sold out so fast at my local comic store.
What's that?
Those sold out so fast at my local comic store.
Oh, yeah. I think the most popular one was the Tom King, Bugs Bunny Batman, or Elmer Fudd Batman. But this
do you have
one,
do you have a price on that page, Bill?
These are all $150.
$150 for the Lobo Roadrunner.
And I've got 4 of them.
It's got 4 different ones.
This one's very violent, and it's also sexy. Also has the Roadrunner in it, as well as Lobo. I'm
taking one of them.
Yeah, those are awesome.
This one, I like this one because it's got Roadrunner, Lobo, and I think his name was Beaky Buzzard. Getting hit in the head back with a hand grenade. Lobo getting devoured by alligators.
Oh gosh.
I love that buzzard. I used to. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
And then here's the 4th one.
Mimi.
Oh, that's so good.
That's great.
Raleigh, this was a one shot for Lobo and the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
So any of those pages are $150 each. If anybody's interested, Bill can run through them again. And,
I don't think I've seen those, and I feel like I've watched all the lives with Bill.
No, I've never seen them either. And
really? I've had them at shows, so maybe that's what I'm thinking.
I've been to 5 shows with you. I haven't seen them either. Lying.
Okay, this is a thing I did for Esquire magazine. If you've got a bar or a man cave, with a bar at a pool table, this is the perfect
Oh, look at that.
piece to frame.
That's awesome.
And I've got the pencils for this and the inks. The ink is $3.50. So it's got Mo, it's got Homer, it's got a pool table, it's got a beer.
That Lobo was Lobo Roadrunner? Was that the title of the book?
Yeah, Lobo Roadrunner.
There you go. Riley was asking. So yeah, Lobo Roadrunner, buddy. Hey, Bill, did you? Can you show that Spidey piece? I don't know if we ever showed that live.
Oh,
check
sure.
This out. Any ballers out there? Yeah, hold on to your pants.
It's gonna be like
This is going to be a lithograph at some point.
Wow.
It looks like one of the posters for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the final version has like a copy block or a credit block, and it's got a headline. It says, "Just when you thought it was safe to fall in love."
Oh.
And then it's got the Green Goblin and the classic shot of Gwen Stacy on the web line.
Wow.
That's all
So in the final, there's like credits. There's like phony credits down below. So it's made to look kind of like an 80s movie poster.
Yeah, that piece is available. Just to let everybody know. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Here's kind of a. This is like a 3-for-1 thing. We did a box set of Simpsons, Best of the Simpsons videos, and they used to do the individual VHS tapes, and then they would do a box set. So these all came together. They were, it was all episodes that had some kind of a political theme. And so this is actually 3 video cassette box covers on one sheet.
And you did all of them except for Homer. Is that what that was the?
Yeah. For some reason, I didn't do the Homer one. I don't remember why. But there were 4 tapes in the set, and the Homer one I don't have. But I've got all the pencils, and I've got the inks. And I don't know, because this is actually 3 covers. I had 500 on this, but I would entertain an offer on this. And then, like I said, I also have the pencils for these. And on the pencils, Bart and Marge are on one sheet, and Lisa's on the other.
Mm. I don't know what that says.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I'm blocking them because I think it's not
Spam.
Yeah. So, done. Sorry about your luck. I don't speak Russian, so I don't know what you were saying.
This is kind of small. It's weird. I don't know why I did it this way, but my pencil is actually bigger than my ink. But this is the back cover of a Best of the Simpsons VHS tape. And it's the episode where Marge almost sort of has an affair with her bowling instructor, Jacques.
These damn bowling instructors.
So that's the pencil, and then here's the ink.
There you go.
And the ink is only $150, and the pencil is $100.
Ooh.
Oh, this one's kind of fun. This is very early Simpsons merchandise art, I would say probably from 1990 or 91.
That's great.
And I can't remember the licensee that this was for, but they ended up, I think, throwing this into the style guide for other licensees to use. But I think this was done specifically for a certain licensee. And this is $150. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so there was somebody that was looking for a Treehouse of Horror cover. This is another Treehouse cover. And again, I did a painted version of this for the final cover art. So this is what we used for the trade ad and the Diamond Comics catalog ad. I think this was for Treehouse of Horror number 6, I believe.
That's cool.
And that's $300. Final ink. Can you remember this one?
Yeah, I'm looking for that. I thought I had that cover. I'm looking for it.
Whoa. Oh, look at that Harley. That's cool.
I don't have that. I thought I had it. Oh yeah, yeah. That's the that was the pitch piece, right?
Yeah, this was a pitch piece for a story that DC ended up passing on. But in order to try to sell the story, I did this just to kind of illustrate what the art would look like. Maybe that's why they didn't buy it. I don't know. But
Do you how do you feel about teasing those comics you found?
the Matt Groening ones?
Yeah. Bill found some stuff lying around with some scribbles.
Some scribble. Oh,
Maybe
wow.
see the Matt Groening sketch on this one.
Signed and remarked by Matt. Radioactive Man number 100. How much was the pitch piece, Bill?
I had 500 on it, but I'd take an offer on that one.
Tom, make him an offer, buddy.
Oh, I like Tom's last name. Smithy Man. Wow.
Here's Simpsons number 39.
I feel like those are very hard to come by, right?
Yeah.
Remarks.
Yeah, he only did these down at Comic-Con. Futurama number 1 with a Bender effect.
Yes, Riley, the Alice Cooper piece was sold.
There's a Treehouse of Horror number 6 with a part sketch and a
Big
master.
part in there. Tom Smithy Man, $400 for the pitch piece.
400?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Sold, Tom.
Great price. Congrats.
Thank you. I'm happy somebody bought that because I've always liked this and always wanted to, kind of regretted that I was never able to see the story through. So it's cool that someone's going to have that.
That's a great piece.
This is a really cool one. This is Treehouse of Horror number 1, signed by Matt, me, Mike Allred, and James Robinson.
Wow.
He asked if you have the actual pitch. He'd love to read it.
It's probably on a disc somewhere. So I never throw anything away, so I'm sure I have it. But just in a nutshell, this character here, the villain character, he is sort of a reimagining of an old 1960s character called the Eraser. And if anybody remembers the Carmine Infantino cover that's got Batman and Robin being erased by this guy who's wearing a suit he looks like a pencil. He's wearing like a yellow striped suit, and he's got like an eraser head.
I remember that.
Yeah, great cover. A character I think they only used once. And so my idea was to bring the character back, but he's a little bit different in that he erases people's memories. And the reason he's got the ice pick and the hammer is he's lobotomizing people.
That's kind of hard.
Yeah. But the character was still kind of the same as he was in the 60s, because he was basically hiring himself out to other criminals to erase the evidence of their crimes at the crime scenes. So like if a gang was going to rob a bank, they would hire this guy to come in after them and wipe the scene clean of any kind of evidence. And so this guy still did that, but he also had this little extra added talent. That's how I remember it anyway. It might have been better than that, or it might have been worse. I don't know. It was a while ago.
Didn't Marvel used to have a title called, what was it, Damage
Inc.
Damage Inc. And they were after the heroes messed everything up.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Uh-huh.
See what Larry's doing here.
Ooh.
Oh,
Here's a Radioactive Man #1.
hold on, show that up again one time, Bill.
No sketch on this one.
Glow in the dark cover.
Yeah, no sketch, but
Signed by Matt.
Matt Sig. Oh, this is the best one. See, Ken and I are talking about getting all these slabbed and graded, but this is the one everybody wants.
Yeah.
San Diego. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a big one right there.
That's the one Ken wants.
That's the one Ken wants. Oh, Craig Hamilton sent another photo. Let's see if it's an upgrade. Oh no. Hold on, I gotta share this one now. She's coming along. You ready, Anki?
No, never ready. Oh, wow.
She's coming along.
Oh, that's cool. Homer Harris. Oh.
Right.
I think Craig just gonna keep logging on with different devices till something clicks.
Oh, Bill's muted.
Yeah, up there you go.
It looks like he just doesn't have his camera on.
Yeah, I don't know, but he can't hear him either, so I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. So yeah, all that we're gonna get those matte graining pieces slabbed.
Wow. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. course, we had Bill to sign and remark them too.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one I've shown before. I'm really kind of surprised nobody's bought this because if you're a Simpsons fan, you're also a Butterfinger fan.
Yeah.
And this is an old, early Butterfinger magazine ad drawing.
But when they had Bart as a spokesperson for Butterfinger, you couldn't escape that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger. I mean, they still use that today, but it started with Bart, I believe.
Yeah, I think it started with Bart, but they still use it without
They
it.
still use that tagline today. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool picture too, like in the locker, his pictures.
Oh yeah. Now all of these Butterfinger bars, those are all like Xerox.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I did the ink, I didn't want to. It was senseless to like draw that all out because I was just gonna ink it over so I could get the logo correctly.
Yeah.
So all of the packages up here, those are just stripped in Xerox, and these here, but everything else is all pencil.
Yeah, that's a really cool piece.
And that's $300 for that. I should probably get back to work.
Well, thanks for coming on, Bill, showing that art.
Yeah, thank you.
We sold a few pieces. So, and again, if anybody sees anything, if they rewatch it and they want anything, just reach out to me. And
Ken can always message me. I'll just be here at my drawing board. So if
even if anybody wants to see something, I can always see if Bill can.
Yeah.
I'll see you at New Orleans next year.
All right.
Yeah, I hope so.
Hopefully, we'll see him a lot sooner than that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. But thanks again, Bill. And
all right, have fun, everyone.
Get back to work.
I will.
Yeah.
Take care.
See you, buddy. All right.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one jumped on those logo pieces.
Me too.
Wrapping up another one, I would decide to go to ink for the death drawing because she's
You lucky.
So.
Lucky.
All right, gonna sign it up and.
That looks amazing.
Thanks.
So we got another claim available for Mr. Braun.
Yep.
Homer Lakes.
Yeah, that's finished now. And
Wow.
All right, looks like we got 3, so I get the wheel spin.
Mm-hmm.
Want to read the names off to me, huh?
Yep. So Jonathan, David, and Raleigh.
All right. Okay, spelled my name right. I apologize if I didn't. You're gonna have to give me a pass. I'm not feeling well.
Oh, how are you feeling, Ken?
yeah, how you holding up?
Yesterday I was feeling much better. Today I woke up and I feel like I went backwards.
Mm. Oh, Ken, you're not sharing your screen. Oh, you are.
Well, you're just gonna have to try. It should
So
be
Ken,
shared. David got the claim. David got it. Go ahead, Larry, buddy. I'm listening.
I was doing a show once and I was trying to get through. And I think the problem was that I had my computer on at the same time. So you think that might be the guy's problem?
I don't know. I mean, I've had people use multiple.
He's trying to use his phone and his computer in the same place.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because usually Craig is pretty.
Yeah, he's been on before. So
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what the problem is.
Raleigh wants to claim a logo page.
Okay, I will let Bill know.
He says the one with Bugs Bunny, but I don't remember there being a Bugs Bunny.
I'll message Bill right now. Find out.
That's a steal for how popular those books were. Those books were so popular.
So Bill did one of those DC book Warner Brothers crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find that.
I don't think I bought the Lobo one. I for sure bought the Wonder Woman one. All right, Raleigh. Ken is gonna message Bill for you.
And what did David want me to draw? Was it
David wants Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom? Oh, okay.
Dr. Doom.
Did you get another direct message, Ken?
Direct message just now.
Taking my job, Ken. You're taking my job. Poor Greg. It's a circle.
All right, I just sent Bill a message. I'll let you know about the logo page.
Did Bill do the cover for the Roadrunner logo?
I can ask.
Yes, he did. According to Google.
You're quicker than me asking Bill.
Well, the cover that I found, yeah, it has Bill Morrison's like box signature.
What's he call it? His scrub signature, I think he calls it, or something like
Is that what he calls it?
I forget what he calls it. I think he calls it a scrub signature or something like that.
Why is it a scrub signature? I have questions.
I have no idea.
Raleigh would like to know if he's selling the cover.
Well, he's got to tell me he's did it and got it first.
There you go. I mean, that's a cool cover. Probably guess I'm gonna be pretty jealous.
He's not answering me. He must be having a willy bobo. Or he's taking his dog out for a willy bobo.
Oh, his dog's so cute.
That's called a doggy bobo.
A woofy bobo.
Yeah.
So I moved into my new office here, and unfortunately, the placement of the light is horrible. That's why I'm sitting in the dark, because if I turn the light on, kind of watches everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
So
It's like a halo.
I got to keep the light off until I figure out. For my birthday, my wife bought me a webcam. As you can see, it's in the box. I look at it every once in a while and go, "Oh, I should set this up," and then I start reading the user manual and I go, I'm not.
You need like a video tutorial.
Exactly. I need someone to come do it for me. That's the best way.
Didn't Jeff just get a video cam? Right.
He got a laptop. I don't know. I think he did buy an external camera for it though.
You should make him do it.
And Disney fireworks are going off right now. I can hear them.
Ugh.
See, from up here, I can see them. I don't know if I'll be able to see them if I can show you guys, but from the window behind me, I can see the fireworks.
Did you get to watch their New Year's Eve's fireworks?
I did every year. I didn't this year because there was a reason why. I think I went to bed. But it's pretty cool. They actually shoot numbers up in the air as they do a countdown. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I don't think they do that in LA.
Oh no?
Anaheim. Don't quote me on that. Please don't come at me, Disney people. I have not been there for New Year's
Are
Eve.
you coming to Heroes?
Heroes, yes. Heroes.
Nice.
In Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bill will be there. Russ may be there. Larry might be there. Ron might be there. Another person might be there. We shall rename nameless for the moment.
That's very secretive.
Is that the big gigantic comic store?
The who?
Are you talking about the gigantic comic store?
Yeah.
Wow.
Last time I was there, they didn't treat me so nice. So hopefully this time.
Yeah.
Heroes?
It was looking pretty wicked.
Yeah.
Never gone out of California for a show.
And didn't they stop going to San Diego because it got too expensive? To Comic-Con?
I could
Probably.
Yeah. It's crazy now. It's too expensive for attendees.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you. I got to give Jeff credit. Jeff did research, and he guesstimated when San Diego Comic-Con would be, and he booked hotel rooms for us. And he was right.
Yep.
He was right. He nailed it. So we had our rooms booked 2 months before they even announced the dates.
Yeah.
Riley, we're gonna have those slab, buddy. We're not selling those right yet. I'm gonna look into trying to get CGC, CBCS to do a label, special label for Bill. From the archives of, or from the personal collection of, kind of thing. And then we'll have them graded that way. Once we do, then we'll figure it out. And don't anybody ever expect to see that white sketch cover. I will fight somebody for that.
I'm gonna sneak into the luggage when it goes to CBC and steal
that
it.
was going to be that's probably going to be the most valuable piece of the whole bunch. And
I just feel like I should go to someone who lives in San Diego, Bill. Ken, I just feel like I should go to someone that lives in San Diego.
I should what?
Should just go to someone that lives in San Diego. It says San Diego on it. I want one a little one.
How many San Diego Comic Cons have you been to?
Not that many.
Stop it. How many San Diego Comic Cons have you been to?
I went when I was in middle school, and then I stopped in high school and college. And then it's been like 7, 8 in a row now.
So how many times has Matt Groening been there when you've been there?
Oh, I wouldn't even know. Never? All the time? Bill, where's Bill? I need Bill to answer these questions. I know Bill's been there. Oh, no. Who was it?
Yeah, Ken's trying to figure out how to get in on my free pass for life.
Oh, your ink pot, right?
To my ink part thing, yeah.
He said to me, I can only get in family. I said, well, tell him we're married.
No one will ask.
No one will ask.
That would probably work these days.
I have no problem holding your hand all the way into the show.
I said we're arguing right now. That's why we're not holding hands.
Riley, I'll be hopefully within the next 3 weeks. I'm hoping to make that trek up to Bill. I was gonna wait until the end of February, because at the end of February, Bill's doing I think it's called Great Lakes Comic Con, and I'm going up for that. But I need to get up there, and I need to go through everything. He's got so much stuff he doesn't even know what he has. So I've got to go up there and archive things and inventory things, and so we can really be able to set the tone for this year, 2022, when we go to shows or doing these things or what we might send to Heritage or just a lot of things. And, I need to get it done sooner than later. He's going to be he's doing a private signing with CGC. If anybody's seen that, I've been reached out by another group about doing a signing. So I need to know what books he has, what comics. I need an inventory of. For all I know, Bill has 100 copies of Simpson #1. So those are things we need to know, so we can offer that. He just doesn't know, and he said things are just everywhere. You might find some comics in this box, some comics in this box, and so there's stuff all over the place. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to go up there and spend a few days in the Morrison Castle and inventory him and see what I can dig up, see what I can find that he doesn't. Because as you can see, he just reaches over and grabs stuff, and all of a sudden it's stuff we've never seen before. So I can't imagine. And sometimes he sends me things, and I'm blown away by what he sends me. That he's found. Yeah. Who knows what he's got? He might have. He might even more stuff he doesn't even know about. He has scripts. I still got that claim up there. You got to police me. What are you doing?
No one claimed.
He has scripts from Futurama, from The Simpsons, and these aren't copies. These are table read scripts. These are at the table read with all the actors, all the voice actors, all the special guests. I know he told me he has, I think, every script from Futurama and whoever the special guest was, it's signed by. So he's got like a Leonard Nimoy. He's got an Al Gore. He's got all kinds of stuff like that. But he can't find it. He doesn't know what box they're in. So that's why I got to go up there and get Mr. Morrison a little more organized.
That'd be so fun. I love organizing.
He's probably sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah. Thinking there's a pretty big treasure mountain.
Yeah, basically it's a treasure. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, Craig.
Craig's still trying.
Craig cracks me up. He's so funny.
I know.
So
I wish he was on.
Talk to him.
Wish he was on. He's a great guy. I was talking to Jeff about that. I was like, we should give Craig his own show.
He's got a pretty big following on Facebook too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
His little cat Dean.
I was talking about Larry about doing a show.
Yes. Larry's got some great stories.
Give me information for him so I can look him up. Ken.
For Craig?
Who's that?
No, Ken, send me information so I could go look up his stuff.
Who's that?
The guy you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
You all forgot that quick? The guy you were just talking about.
Yeah.
He's sick.
I forgot already.
I have no excuse. We got this Kirby Crackle. I'm pretty jealous.
Bill said there are no Bugs Bunny pages. They were sold. And he does not have the cover. He sold it. Or no, he didn't say that. He said Kelly Jones did one of the covers, and he did the other one.
Is Russ still working on the Doctor Doom?
Yes.
Ooh,
Working away.
it's going to be exciting. A lot of people on this show get Doom, Ken.
Yeah, actually, there was so another group that I'm in was offering up. I'm a big fan. If anyone knows, I'm a huge fan of Mark Texera.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was
Color
offering-
sketches?
They were doing a head sketches, color head
Mhm.
sketches, and I got a Dr. Doom.
Did you?
Yeah,
I almost jumped on that. I thought about it.
I want a full figure, but
Yeah.
I'll
I want to
take-
see how that works out. Because I know someone who's on his Patreon. So if they get their tier, then I'm going to join his Patreon.
Yeah, Bill does not have the cover. He sold it at auction. He said years ago.
Years ago.
I can't figure out the Patreon thing. It's like people talk about it, but it seems like whenever I go looking for anybody, they're just like not doing it anymore. Or I can't figure it out.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to figure out.
Yeah, a lot of people said they went on, and it didn't work that well for them, so they stopped going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's only a couple of people that I know that are on.
I think I'm actually approaching my 1 year mark with Mark Texera's Patreon.
Does he put stuff on a regular basis?
Yeah, he actually does. He posts stuff pretty regularly.
Yeah.
I get emails, regularly from him with him working on something. I think he's doing sorry, I'm COVID hit. He's doing I can't forget
Something.
My brain is
Working on something.
He's working on something. Who knows?
Yeah, last time I saw him was about maybe a year and a half ago. I haven't really been able to keep up. I don't know what he does.
Yeah.
So anybody out there have any questions for either Russ or Larry, please, you can just throw them in the chat, or me or Annika. Please.
Sure, sorry, I'm really focusing on these this time around. Not really yakking as much.
Well, Doom has like a hard to do mouth area.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see a cool piece I just picked up?
Oh, Ken, you're always picking up cool pieces.
I actually bought this thinking that Jason Victrola may be interested in it.
Oh, I know that.
Last night, and I don't think he was very interested, but that's okay. If he doesn't want it, I'll offer it up again, or I'll just keep it myself. So this is a promo piece that was done for Heroes Reborn by Carlos Pacheco.
Ooh.
And it is an amalgamation of Dr. Doom and Juggernaut.
Yeah, I always like this stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Pencil? Yeah.
Yeah, all pencil.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the crazy thing is apparently there's a story behind these pieces where when he submitted these pieces, I guess to Marvel, he was sending them to his art rep. The package got lost, and they kind of thought that it was just gone. And then he got a phone call from some guy who said he found a FedEx package on the side of the road that had been run over a few times.
Wow.
And he called the name, or he figured out, the name and address, and called Carlos and said, I found this. It looks like there's stuff in here you might want. And he brought it to Carlos and gave it back to him. So, yeah, it's got a couple of wrinkles on the back, but you can't even really tell. You see the wrinkles on the back?
A little bit, but barely.
You can't see it at all from the front. And I could probably iron it out if I want to. It shows no damage at all in the front.
I used to, when I was mailing stuff out a lot, I used to put stuff in Masonite.
Yeah.
But when I would take this, I would cut the Masonite maybe an inch wider than the actual picture itself.
Mhm.
So one time I sent it overseas someplace and a guy got it, and apparently the Masonite got broken. So it was chipped off like almost 2 inches off of one end of it, and it just barely missed the picture.
Oh boy.
Wow.
I said,
But I've had times where mailmen have taken stuff that you put in boxes, bend up the box to stuff it into somebody's mailbox.
I've seen that. Russ, you ready for another one, Buzz?
Here's Dr. Doom. I had to take the AirPods died, so I had to switch over to a different mic. I hope you can hear me all right.
Yeah, we can hear you.
But there's Doom.
Wow.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, I'll go for another one. It's only 8 o'clock.
There's a claim for Russ. If anybody's interested, we have a claim up for Russ.
There's a video somewhere of Jack Kirby drawing a picture of Dr. Doom, but it's Dr. Doom taking his mask off.
Oh, really?
I think it's on YouTube somewhere.
Is that the one where he's like holding it halfway across his face?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, looks like we got 2 claims. We don't get one more. Jonathan, you're going to win this one, buddy, if we don't get one more. And I think I'm going to call it. So, Jonathan Rowland, you got the claim, buddy. So just tell us what you want. Does it surprise you, Rusty? You're not getting any calls for any boys characters or anything like that? It's like all this stuff that's
At this point, no surprises. Last time I didn't get any. I did get a couple left towards the end. Yeah. But,
Oh, there it is.
There it is, Homelander.
Homeland.
With the eagle.
With the eagle. Well, actually, I mean, Jonathan could request the TV version of Homelander if he wanted to.
Ooh. That one's not as cool.
Russ does that also.
That eagle, he's like just the head.
Just
I'll wait. I'll go ahead and do the regular Homelander.
Okay. Yeah.
But, I mean, Anthony Starr does such a great job. I mean, it's kind of like it is the character. It's like of all the ones I've drawn for the comic, his is the one that's just stepped right off the page for me. You know,
it's pretty terrifying.
Quite a few characters that are. I mean,
he's a good choice,
but he's a standout. So.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Russ, I'm gonna make a little bit of an executive decision if you don't mind.
Sure.
Riley would want like a Starlight, so can you do them both?
Sure. Yeah, not a problem.
So Homelander first, Starlight second. So Riley, you got it, buddy.
Excellent. Okay.
Woohoo!
He's so fast. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I opened my big mouth too fast. He hasn't got any requests for the boys.
Man, that Kirby Crackle. That looks
cool. I had posted a picture that I did of one of the women characters, and I said I don't normally. I said I had fun doing this. I said I normally don't get requests to do pictures of women characters, and I think that day I got like 10 commission requests for doing women characters.
Monica, do you have a Larry Jane
Foster? I've got several Larrys. I've got a Jane, a Phoenix, a Storm, and a Silk. Off the top of my head.
And Russ, Riley said any version you want, TV or comic for Starlight.
Okay.
Your choice.
Ooh, Homer has a question. It's a long question.
All right, let's see. I do have a question being new to collecting art, what size and brand sketchbooks do most artists prefer? Just any advice for someone starting out?
Doesn't matter. Oh, did I answer somebody else's question?
No. It was an open question for anybody.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Depends on different things. Regular full size 8.5 by 11 sketchbook's great. I like these littler sketchbooks for because I'm using the sketchbook now to just kind of like design all the expressions and faces before I put them into a comic. So it just kind of keeps me from getting too out there. But I like any kind of sketchbook because you don't have the restrictions of the comic page. You really should draw through, but in the sketchbook you can draw any size you want, anything you want, and then when I scan it in, I build my layouts out of that. I move it around, zoom in, zoom out. So the sketchbooks, whatever you feel comfortable with. If you like to draw really big, get a big sketchbook. If you don't mind drawing a little bit smaller, get a smaller sketchbook. But it's all about comfort.
Yeah.
So,
And I usually recommend that you have like 2 sketchbooks.
yeah.
When you're doing your usual studying and all that kind of stuff, and in the second sketchbook, you draw with nothing but straight ink.
Oh.
What it's going to do is it's going to get you used to inking, and it's going to help you draw better, actually, because you're forcing yourself to not make mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get too precious with it. And
Yeah.
you know that it's not always going to be perfect. It's a sketchbook, you know? And yeah, you teach yourself that way. That's good advice.
All right, here's crackly Thor.
Oh.
All right. Hold on, let me show you that. Look at that.
That's a beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a claim for Larry. If anybody's interested out there, just throw it up there. Hey, Russ, do you have any of those boys pieces of paper that I sent to you anymore left?
I used them all up.
Okay, because somebody, I think Riley was asking that for
For the Starlight one?
the Starlight one.
I don't think I have any of those left. Those were all the slick ones that had to do with Sharpies. So
Gotcha.
I used them up as quick as I could. So I did
Yeah.
that last Butcher profile one on that.
Right. I was just thinking about that. I was gonna bring I was gonna print up some more on those 11 by 17s that I bought. You know, cut them and print them up for New Orleans, but didn't work out that way. And looks like let's see, we got 2 claims. I'm gonna shut this down in a second. If no one else claims, Riley, you're gonna get it for Mr. Stroman.
Ooh.
And that's gonna be it. So Riley, what do you want, buddy, for from Larry? And all the stuff that Russ and Bill will ship to me next week. Larry, I have a guy pick stuff up from Larry. Hopefully he'll get to Larry next week. He'll pick up all the stuff from last Tuesday, and the other stuff that he did for New Orleans. I'll get that stuff too. Weapon X Wolverine, Mr. Stroman.
All right.
And I have the Jeff has all the Ron Wilson art already. He's supposed to be sending me. I don't know if I showed any of that or not. I don't remember. There was some good stuff in there though. I think we did show some of it on Tuesday because some of it was sold already.
Can I have to start cooking dinner?
Okay. No, you're fine. I'm probably going to kill it in another half an hour anyway.
Okay.
I'm losing here.
Okay. Well, I hope you feel better.
Well, thanks for being on the show with us.
It's nice seeing you all again.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Have a good weekend. It's the weekend, right? Yes, the weekend.
You going on the other call later?
Yeah, but I won't be on because I'll be like cooking.
Yeah, I might be on later.
I'll be on, but I won't be on.
I'll see you. I'll see you there.
All right. Bye.
See you.
She might have just been embarrassed to say she was going for a Willy Bubble.
She might have. Stephen Curtis, what are you still doing? What time is it there in London? I hope you got a Guinness in your hand, buddy. You're staying up this late.
I always thought that at this time it was early in the morning there.
I think they are. What are they? Are they 6 hours ahead of us? He says 1:30 a.m. He's harnessed the power of the night. There you go. And Craig is still trying to get on. Yeah, we like lost half our viewership all of a sudden. I wonder if something else is happening or it's just too late. People are dropping off now. But not a bad Saturday. Quick. This was Russ's idea. I was talking to Russ about doing the or not doing New Orleans, I should say.
Right.
He said, "Why don't we do a live show on Saturday night?" I'm like, okay, sounds good to me. Might as well make up a little bit what we could have been doing in New Orleans, right? I was pretty bummed that we didn't go. I'd never been there. I was looking forward to it. I know Larry was too. He's never been there.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, we would have had fun. Next year.
And it was weird because they were just, people were canceling left and right, and then just suddenly it all stopped. So I got to ask somebody that I know who went, how the show actually went.
I asked Ariel before. I said, "How's the show?" And she said, "Busy." But it's hard to gauge what an artist says because somebody asks you for a commission, you got your head down for half an hour, 45 minutes,
right?
Sketching, and I don't know if that's a real indication about how busy the show is, but I did hear that somebody told me that you can't see anybody with a mask on in the whole place. So
yeah. A couple of pictures I saw, I thought they were old pictures because nobody had a mask on.
That's not good.
Steven, are you talking about the bags under your eyes, buddy? You got...
Got a Homelander.
The Homelander is done.
Middle. Happy guy.
Beautiful. Nice.
And
that scene where he fries the people in the airplane, is that from the comic book?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
that is one of the most disturbing scenes I think I've ever seen.
That was earlier in the comic. I think it was issue 21. So
yeah.
The other scene where he
really great stuff. That
the
was
other scene where he imagines like killing everybody in the crowd. That was from the comic too, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of similarities, but they've really kind of done their own thing with the show now. I mean, you get moments that seem like they're directly from the comic, but most of it is like they're kind of winging it now. I mean, they're taking things in a totally different direction, but well within the feeling of it. So. Yeah, I think it's great.
Seen has there been any scenes or anything that you did that you've seen translated?
The closest I guess would be like the Believe stuff when Starlight is giving her speech.
Right.
I did that scene in the comics when they did the whole Believe thing. It was a different character from Ezekiel, but we had a different guy we came up with. But that scene was like really kind of exactly like we drew it. So
that's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Maybe this season you'll see more stuff as they get deeper into the story.
Get to some of the stuff I did. Hey, there's Craig.
What?
Can we hear you?
Man, what a bummer.
Hey, Craig,
I ended up going through my tablet. My phone was just not having it tonight.
Wow. Hey, but thanks for you kept trying, man.
I like the phone because I can angle it over the desk. But
Right.
I did sit here and draw.
Oh, look at that. Hold on, let me put you on solo.
Oh wow.
Look at that.
Nice.
At least he wasn't
on the
sitting there.
Maxi Mall on black paper.
That's awesome.
It actually looks good here. You know, it's got a bit of a glare to it, but
Yeah. That's awesome.
there we go. These are dead fish eyes.
Is that available? Is that available?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I couldn't like really take
The
do
claim.
the claim and do a specific thing, but I was like, hey, I'm in the mood.
Well, if anybody wants
in the
that,
mood
just
to draw
reach out to
Wanda.
me, and I'll get you information on it from Craig on what he wants to do with that. So yeah, that's awesome. Hey, thanks for coming on, man.
I hate that I missed Annika.
Maybe she's cooking.
Yeah. I mean, I got my crap together all afternoon, made sure that I had plenty of time to eat before the show. I was looking forward to it, and then technical difficulties. I've always used my phone before. I do not know why it didn't work tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you've been on before and you didn't have that problem. So.
But I had fun listening, you know, while I sat here and sketched.
Oh, you could hear everything then.
Yeah, I was listening in.
Have to listen to all Bill's war stories. Everyone was talking about all the pictures of the cat you've been posting on Facebook recently.
That's what the internet's for.
Cats,
know?
right?
I ain't gonna be fighting with strangers. I'm just gonna post art and food and my cats.
That's it. That's it.
And that's about it.
Yeah, I had to pump the brakes on the political stuff too. I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, it's exhausting and it can ruin your whole damn day if you let it.
Yeah, you know, and it's a shame. I mean, you know, I've actually lost friends over it, which not by me.
We all have.
Not by me. They dumped me. It's like, really? I've known you for 20 years, and because I don't agree with your political stance, you're gonna just throw away our friendship. Okay.
You know, I've hit like my limit a number of times of the amount of friends I could have. So usually if I want to kind of clear it up a little bit, I just do a post that says Obama was the greatest president ever. And then I instantly lose like 10 people.
Exactly. I'm sitting at like 4,990 something. You know, so I've got the wiggle room, trust me.
Bill tells that story. He says, you know, he's at 5,000. Every once in a while, he'll still go on there and he'll see 49.99. He'll be like, who left?
Yep.
That's funny.
Don't let the door hit you.
I'm not quite there.
You know, I used to do the thing, you know, where I would be battling with people online, and then I just lost interest in it. And I'm just like, I don't even know who these people are. So I guess it's not even worth going through this.
Yeah, you'll never change somebody's mind. You know.
No, and half of them are out there just looking for some stranger to argue with.
Yeah.
And I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a situation this week on the 4C page with the, you know, Bill is doing. He did a variant cover of Stray Dogs. So he said he got some comp copies. He said, "You want me to remark these, and we can throw them up in 4C?" He said, "Sure." So he did a quick remark, and he threw up 10 copies. So somebody comments on there, "Hey, when are you going to finish your commissions and stop doing this other art?"
Yeah.
I was like, "No, you do not." So I sent the guy an IM. I said, "You do not attack my artists on my page." So his response was on the post, and his response was, "Don't ever IM me, Ken." So my response was, "Well, how about this, douchebag? You're out." And I kicked him out of the group.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and
there's no need for
I've
that.
noticed that.
No need for that.
You know,
I will work with anybody. If you're owed a piece of art and you don't have the patience anymore to wait for it, I mean, you don't understand that some, things happen and things get delayed, I'll work it out with you, but if you're going to be a jerk off about it, guess what? Like Capone said, don't mistake my kindness for weakness.
Exactly. Exactly.
Not gonna happen. Jason, I am you all the time, brother. Him and I we were going late last night. Sorry, have to answer a.
So Ken, do you sell stuff on Comic Art Fans?
No, I tried, but sometimes something, but I don't really get any bites on anything, so I don't do much. The only thing I do on Comic Art Fans is my own collection. I keep it as kind of a an archive of my own stuff, just to keep track of it. That's what I use it for. But I'm behind. Actually, there's probably 10 pieces of art that I've gotten recently that I haven't put up on there yet.
I used to do pretty good on that site for a while.
Yeah, for me, it's always been hit or miss. But
then I found out I could sell the same stuff on my own Facebook page.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I don't really care as much. I mean, the group is big enough where if I post stuff on 4C, it generally sells pretty fast anyway, so I don't need to mess with CAF so much. But yeah, I do put stuff up there, and I know I've been talking about the website. Listen, the website would be up if the holidays didn't happen and I didn't get sick. We probably have the website already launched already, but I'm gonna get to it. It's done. There's one little thing I got to figure out, and then I'll do that. As for anybody out there who's interested with the 4C of A's, I got the printer back. It still does not work, so I'm going to pivot to something a little different. But I'm going to bring back the 4COA. It just won't be exactly the same thing, but hopefully it's going to have the same kind of concept. So you got to give me a minute to figure out the logistics of that, and we'll bring the 4COAs back. Being the guy that I was in sports marketing for all those years, I mean, a certificate of authenticity was, that was the bread and butter of our business. And so there's no reason why, I can't figure out something that's going to work well for the comic industry too. Do my best anyway. Yeah, they were good, man. But yeah, the printer, first of all, the printer was pretty expensive and pain in the ass. I mean, I might. They're telling me now it's the power supply. So I kind of had an argument with them on the phone. They were telling me, well, you're using the wrong power supply. I said, well, you sent me that power supply. So they said, okay, well, if you need a new power supply, it's going to cost you X amount of money. And I was like, no. I'm not buying a power supply. You supplied me. That's wrong. So it's a bit of a pissing match right now between me and the printer people over the power supply. So I will either bite the bullet and buy it, or I will just pivot to something else. But I think I'm just going to pivot to something else because I didn't do that many. I mean, if I did 100 C of A's on the thing, it was a lot. So the fact that it broke down after 100, I mean, that doesn't bode well for the future to keep it going, because I need it to be a little more reliable, something I can use often. So I'll come up with something. Yeah, it's always your fault. I know. No one ever wants to take responsibility for something that they may have fault in. But so, how you doing, Mr. Hamilton? How was your holidays?
My holidays were wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
My tradition from childhood is just my mom likes to have Christmas dinner promptly at noon on Christmas Day.
Dinner at noon.
And yeah. And my mom is an amazing cook, amazing. And it's just me, her, and my brother now. It used to be three of us, my grandmother and my aunt. And for I guess the past 15 years, it's just been the three of us, and we weren't able to do it the past 2 years. First because of COVID, and then last year I had a broken ankle and couldn't leave the house. And so it was just great. And, you know, we stopped doing presents and gifts 20-something years ago. It's all about just being together and having that meal together.
Does she make something
And we were able to do that this year, and it was just great. It was just great. You know, my mom's 87.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, I don't know how many more of these Christmases we're going to have.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're more treasured every year.
Yeah. Does she make something like something every year, the same thing, like a ham or a turkey?
Oh,
or
God,
something?
yeah. It's very traditional, but it's turkey and dressing and cornbread and collards, black-eyed peas, mashed potatoes, and it's a feast. And my brother and I bring home plenty of leftovers to eat on through the week. And she's also an incredible baker. You know, I've kind of gotten some of her cooking skill, but I'll never be able to bake like her. And she did a German chocolate cake and red velvet cake this year.
Oh,
and tons of sweets, lemon bars, and this incredible concoction called Hello Dollies, which are graham crackers, nuts, a little bit of coconut, chocolate layered in a pan. Oh, yeah, she's amazing.
And for 3 people, she did all that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's just, she's, you know, that's her traditional Christmas, and we gonna have it. Oh, that's nice.
So,
Starlight,
that's
Starbright.
Starlight and Homelander.
Starlight,
So-
Homelander. All done. Excellent.
And if that's that, let me know. Otherwise, if someone else wants something, I can get back to it. Sorry to interrupt, Craig. Just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah. No, you're fine. You're good.
I was just rambling.
I can do another claim real quick for you, buddy, since
Sure.
Larry's still drawn. Anybody wants a Russ claim, we'll throw that up real quick.
You might have to run out and take the dog for a little walk quick. So,
Yeah, no worries.
if you want to do that?
I'm a barbecue kind of guy. You know, I have a smoker. I have a flat iron skillet out back, you know, big flat iron skillet I do things on. So this year I asked my wife to get me a pizza oven. It's not big, you know, it can only make like a 12-inch pizza in it. But it
Hey, that's good pizza.
It cooks
And
at
you can make
900
several.
degrees.
Yeah,
So when
nice.
you put the pizza in, you literally put it in for about 10 seconds. You got to take it out, spin it, put it in, take it out, spin it, pull it in. And it cooks the pizza in a minute and a half. So
Nice.
and
then you can do you just have a lot of them prepped, and you know,
I make my own dough. So I just made a batch of dough today because it's got to rest overnight. So yeah, I since Christmas I've probably made 15 pizzas for myself. I love it so much.
Good for you.
Much fun. Yeah,
good for you. I've been doing a lot of Spanish cooking, and I'm enjoying that. It's just very simple to create, and it's all the flavor. It's all about the flavors of the spices that you use. So.
Yeah.
And I can fix myself a really nice dinner in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do. I'll take out a dough ball, I'll roll it out and get it flat, put a little sauce on it, cheese, whatever toppings I want, fire up the pizza oven, and we're good to go. Steven, normally we don't do that, but Jason did, and he hasn't gotten a claim from Russ tonight, so I'm gonna have to defer, let Jason get this one, Steven. Because he hasn't gotten a claim from Russ tonight. So, Jason Victrola, what would you like from Mr. Braun? Let me know. We'll get
so, Ken, did you draw?
No. I can only draw seagulls. I'll show you. I'll draw some.
We should have a seagull claim night.
There you go. I draw seagulls.
Excellent.
When I was younger, I used to draw a lot, actually, when I was younger. And I was actually kind of good at it. And I don't know what happened. I hit puberty and somebody put a football in my hand, took the pencil out of my hand and put a football in it, and that was that. I don't think I ever drew again. So that was, yeah. I have an iPad and I like to I downloaded a program on it and I have an Apple Pencil and it's very relaxing to me. Like I'll if somebody sends me a pencil sketch like the one I showed, the Dr. Doom Juggernaut, so I scan that and I'll put that on my iPad and I'll ink it. I just trace it and outline, but I actually start getting, I start getting better at it as I go. You know what I mean? Starting to use different strokes and things like that. And,
yeah, well, the more you do a thing, the better you get at it.
But it's relaxing. What I've been doing lately is because I did a sketch op with Ron Wilson he did cover recreations, and people wanted overlays. So what I do is I find the cover, and then I make it into like a black and white image, and then I basically I just erase everything and make like these overlays. I mean, it's hard to see.
Oh yeah, very cool.
For it, so I go in and I sometimes I have to I have to take an element out and and fix it and things like that, and it's very relaxing. I do it when I'm feeling stressed, because it's
you do production work.
But yeah.
Meanwhile, people who were actually doing that production work were stressed out the entire time.
I can imagine. But it's fun. I enjoy it.
Now, there's a lot of people who sell traced work on eBay. So have you ever done that?
No, I wouldn't do something like that.
I think I get more money for my non-trace work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's in that that leads you to the blue line question. What do you think of blue lines?
I'm a big fan of them.
I mean, the argument is that that's the final piece that goes to production.
Yeah.
So.
And the penciler still has their pencils, and the inker has their own original art.
Yeah. Mr. Stroman gave me a lesson.
And sometimes people buy both of them.
Yeah.
Right.
I've had pieces like that where I have both the inks and the blue line. I mean, the pencils and the blue line. I think
a lot of people's problems with it is that, they when they buy the ink, when they get the ink version of it, they think they're getting the actual only original, and people should explain to them, no, there's also a pencil version of this too.
Right. Right. I collect those. You see those big artist edition books, correct? So I have those, and I was going through one day, and I was on the phone with Larry, and I said, Larry, why does this say embellished by? What is that? And Larry explained all that to me. Well, embellishments mean this, and markups mean this, and it's like, oh my God, you don't realize sometimes that the inker is doing almost all the work. Because the penciler might have just did a very rough sketch, and does all the finishes. Or
that's unfortunately a good portion of John Massima's work was done like that.
Yeah. So yeah. And then there's one of the things that I got from Ron Wilson is it's a cover recreation he did, a Defenders cover. It's got the Hulk and Thor fighting on it. And there's little circle images with the rest of the Defenders on it, Doctor Strange and those guys. And
I think I saw that one.
Yeah, so somebody asked me to do, an overlay for it, and I was doing it. And they said, well, who did Ron do the cover? So I looked it up, and everywhere I looked, it says John Romita. So I called Ron, and I said, why did you do that cover recreation of a John Romita cover? He goes, what are you talking about? I said, the Defenders cover. He goes, no, I did that. Romita inked it. So why is he getting the credit as the cover artist for it? He goes, I don't know. It's like, wow, I wonder how many times that's happened.
Yeah.
I had an editor who was mad at me. So when he had the book printed, he didn't give me credit. but people who knew my stuff still said it looked like I drew it.
Well, yeah, you have a very distinct style. Yeah.
He said he felt he defeated the whole purpose of what he tried to do.
And then of course, Larry, you know, you having a distinct style like that, an inker can ruin it too, right? If they try to
a lot of inkers ruin stuff, but as comics, sometimes inkers do great jobs.
Yeah. Well, you know, there are inkers out there who are as famous as the pencilers for the art that they do. You know, you think a guy like
well, some of the most famous inkers are the worst inkers because their stuff is so stylized that, you know, no matter how much work you put into something, they will just turn it into their own stuff.
Yeah, Jeff and I were talking about that. I don't remember the piece, but he was, you know, it was the pencils by somebody, inked by somebody else, and he goes, "Well, it looks like the inkers art, not the pencilers art."
Yeah,
and that's I think it was a John Buscema piece. He said it doesn't look like John Buscema did it. It looks like the inker did it because he changed it.
No, that's because John wasn't giving him much of anything.
He's probably just giving them rough prelims.
Breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Came back.
Hey, that was like perfect timing. Craig left and you came back.
Oh, he just. Yeah, Craig.
Wait, the claim was it was an artist choice for you, Ghost Rider or Wolverine.
Okay. Wolverine.
Wolverine. There you go.
Yeah, let's see. Figure it out as I draw.
A mashup. And Larry's putting a ton of detail into these pieces tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually a sign of me getting tired.
Is it?
Probably.
Yeah. You know, it's funny too. My wife said to me last night, she goes, "Well, even if you didn't cancel, Larry, he wouldn't have shown up yesterday anyway because he got snowed in." Because
no, that's what was supposed to happen. Like they had it on the news that we were supposed to get all the snow between 1 and 7. But what ended up happening was we got a chunk of snow like first thing early in the morning, and then that was it. It really didn't make any difference. I don't know how it affected stuff at the airport, but I know as far as people driving around here, it wasn't any big traffic or anything.
Huh. What about you, Russ? Did you get a lot of snow in the city?
We got about 5 or 6 inches. Yeah. It didn't really freeze anything up though. It just kind of, hit, and that was it. But yeah, I was supposed to leave the day before, so I would have been fine. But my fiance was supposed to come down Friday morning, so that flight might have been canceled. We don't know.
Yeah, she might have been. Yeah, she might have not been able to make it, or even delayed, or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember when I lived in Virginia, it was like a little airport not that far away from where I was living at the time, and if there was even any thought of snow, they canceled everything. Sometimes you'd have to drive across town to another airport in order to get somewhere.
Yeah, some of those states can't handle it. We were driving back when I lived in Jersey. We came down to Florida one February, and when we were driving back, we were going through the Carolinas, and there was an ice on the roads, and it was weird because it was only in the parts of the road that were shaded. So if the sun was out, there was no ice. But if you drove into a part where there was shade, there was ice. So you'd be driving, and all of a sudden you hit shade, and the car would start to wiggle, and there were cars spun out everywhere, and it was like they didn't know what to do with themselves. They was like they put some salt down. They don't know anything about. They don't have salt. They're not prepared.
A lot of people, they panic when the weather changes. They panic, and that's why it ends up being so dangerous because people just act like they don't know how to drive anymore.
Yeah. You've had
I
some
live in
wicked ice
Georgia
storms in
for a
Georgia.
reason. I don't want snow. Y'all can have it.
You get a wicked ice
If-
storm sometimes in Georgia, though.
Yeah, and people go crazy down here. They want to go play in it, and I'm like, not me. I look out the window, wait for it to melt. I don't like being cold. And it's worse now, you know. I got my legs got 2 plates and 13 pins holding it together.
Oh,
and man, if that metal gets cold, I am not a happy camper.
Yeah, I got a pin in my ankle too. It doesn't bother me like that though. But
No, I got a lot of metal.
yeah, no, I just have a couple pins.
Yeah, I got 2
ruptured my
plates.
Achilles tendon when I was 24 years old.
Especially somebody who doesn't like being cold, having cold metal in your body. Not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
No.
Like if I'm out, there needs to be a bonfire or some sort of fireplace. I got the fireplace going back behind me here.
You know, I missed that. I had a fireplace in Jersey. That's probably one thing I missed the most is the fireplace.
Yeah.
I say that
And,
it's 70 degrees out right now.
Yeah, I don't mind the cold weather if I've got a nice fireplace and I'm warm inside. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'll go out in the daytime with the sun shining, but not if there's snow on the ground.
Have you lived there your whole life?
Pretty much, yeah. Macon, Georgia, my hometown, my birthplace. You know, I got as soon as I graduated from high school, couldn't wait to get out of here. And a lot of that, you know, I went to the Atlanta College for 1 year, and then after that, I was going to Manhattan as often as I could, trying to get work.
Right.
And I fell in love with Manhattan. Manhattan's all right when it snows, as long as you got a warm place to stay.
Yeah.
Manhattan's actually kind of romantic when it snows, but you gotta like get that first snow of the season, you know, because at the tail end of winter, it's just black, muddy mess.
Yeah, it's nerdy.
Icy mess. No, it's romantic when it happens, but then I don't want to stick around for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to stick around for it. I don't know if I'll ever get back to Manhattan. I want to go up and visit Mike Kaluta really bad. And he doesn't leave the island anymore. So I get, Muhammad's got to go to the mountain in this case.
Yeah, exactly. What borough are you in, Russ?
I'm in Astoria, Queens.
Astoria, Queens, yeah. I was
across the river from Manhattan. But it's not the same, yeah. Manhattan is its own beast. Still call it the city.
Kaluta's stuff just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, he's absolutely one of my favorite artists, favorite people. I just love that man. I got that real nice edition of Starstruck that they did a few years ago. It was beautiful. Beautiful. All recolored.
Did you ever see the play?
I didn't actually get to see the play. I was obsessed with it though. And Elaine Lee's writing skill, I was totally enamored by Elaine Lee. Right. And of course, I'd known Michael for a couple of years. And it was, back in the day before 9/11, just kind of wander into the offices. And I was up at DC one day and Mike was there and ran into each other and said, hey, and then, wandered off talking to editors. And then, just a little while later, I'm back out in the hallway and I hear Mike's voice down the hallway saying, yep, there he is. That's Craig Hamilton. And I turn around and she's like, you mean from the video? I did not know what was going on. And it was Elaine Lee. And he had shown me just acting had video of me acting the fool at a comic book convention that we had been at together. And That was, I felt like my whole introduction to Elaine Lee fell flat at that point. All right, she's already seen me be a drunken idiot. What can you do? But we ended up getting along. I mean, Elaine Lee and our friends to this day, not like everybody else. We just keep in touch, video chat every once in a while, message each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I first met him, this was pre the studio book, which was one of my favorite art books ever. And the same show, it was him, Bernie Wrightston, Barry Smith, and Jeff Jones. And I had no idea who these guys were. I just thought they were cool artists, but I really could care less who they were at the time. Now I kind of, and years later, I ended up regretting the fact that, I could have bought stuff from them really cheap.
Man, I love photos of those four guys from the studio days.
Yeah,
they look like freaking rock stars.
Yeah, with the cool coats on and all that kind of stuff.
Hippie, cool rock stars. And they were in my teenage mind. They were they opened doors for me. I had a very classical training growing up, and through the studio guys, there was this open door into turn of the century Victorian art and illustration.
Exactly. And I started hanging out in museums more often because of them.
Yeah. And, and through their art, I discovered, all those great Victorian illustrators, Edmund Dulac, et cetera, and meeting, Mike, when I first got into the business, he was there. He firmly tucked me under his wing, and he had Dave Stevens under the other wing, and it's always, you do need to watch out for the youngins when they get in this business. And I've always been grateful that I had guys like that watching out for me. And, because of it on.
Yeah, because of the stuff that they did, I've always, if I liked artists, I was always fascinated by who they were fascinated by. So if I found out that there's certain guys that they liked, I would go and study that stuff. And they're the reason why I know about all that stuff, like the pre-Raphaelites and artists from the 30s and 40s and that kind of thing. The art I used to walk by when I would go to museums, because I had no idea who these people were. But then next thing you know, I find myself stopping and studying every one of these things.
Oh yeah, I went to UCAC years ago, the big London convention, and I'd actually been doing trading card art for sports at the time, so I had enough money to really enjoy 2 weeks in London and England, and I spent 2 days at the Tate Gallery, just looking at all the pre-Raphaelite art.
Yeah,
didn't get enough of it. Still can't. Still really bank off that. I hate that I wasn't able to get online earlier, because at the top of the show, somebody was talking about Neil Adams took a job, but he had to do it in the style of
Leroy Neiman.
Leroy Neiman.
Yeah.
Was Bill Sienkiewicz busy? 'Cause that's what you get.
No, actually, Neil was telling me how fun it was to do. Yeah, Neil was talking about how fun it was, actually.
I bet. I think I've seen that. It rang a bell with me. I think I know what you're talking about.
It was some cigarette ad, some cigarette ad or something like that.
Right.
So is Kaluta, is he retired, or is he still doing stuff?
No, he's still jamming, man. He don't stop. He don't stop, The only thing that'll make him stop is having too much money in his bank account. Then That's like the danger every artist and writer faces, you know. I don't have to work for a minute, you know.
Yeah, if I get enough money where I don't have to do nothing for a couple of months, I'll take a couple months off.
Yeah. And, you know, and then also, I think sort of a subconscious defense mechanism that we have is we start collecting expensive things. Mike collects a lot of World War I and World War II aircraft models, but they're like vintage. And I have a horrible Lego addiction myself.
Right.
Do you really?
Oh my God.
What do you, anything particular?
It's the spare bedroom in my house, dude. It's out of control.
Anything particular? Like Star Wars or?
Not Star Wars. I really love like the modular buildings that they do now.
Okay.
They're all minifigure scaled and incredibly detailed, and the floors lift off so you can get down into there. I've got I have one that I bought myself back in the summer that was going to be my Christmas night, but I was so full of my mom's food I just went to sleep, and I really haven't had time. That's going to be a whole evening putting it together, but it's the bookstore. And I already have another of the modular buildings that's really wonderful. It's called the detective's office, but it's actually the detective's office is on the second floor above a pool hall. And there's a barber shop next door. And above the barber shop is an apartment where this pretty blonde lady lives. I mean, it's just kind of set up so you can make your own storyline out of whatever might be going on. There's a lady cop walking the beat, and and the detective's office is so charming. He's got the classic green banker's lamp, and it's a hook on the wall for hanging his hat. And
nice.
But yeah, I got myself a bookstore this year, and another thing that I love collecting is they've moved into the Chinese market. And every year for the past few years, they've been doing Chinese New Year sets, which are just exquisite, really. Little Japanese pagodas on a snowy landscape. Last year was the year of the bull, and it was a garden with a pond and little koi fish in the pond. So detailed. And this year it's an ice festival. It's the year of the tiger, and it's the ice festival. And I've got money set aside to get that Monday at midnight when it goes on sale.
That's awesome.
You got to get these sets when they go on sale, man. They sell out quick.
I bet.
And I mean, the Lego, it just gets more and more expensive. And they're catering to adults. They have a set that's like a vintage style typewriter, and you can actually press the keys and the little hammer blacks up.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they've got all these intricate gear systems and technique pieces to make very intricate movements. One of the first, the year of the dragon 3 years ago, they actually had a dragon that you built, and it sits on a stand, and you turn the crank and the dragon undulates. Weapon X is looking great there, Larry.
Thanks.
Oh, wow.
And when Marvel first bought not Marvel, when DC first bought Marvel, I remember one of the first things they did was they went after people that they thought had properties that Marvel owned, and they went after Kaluta for the Starstruck thing because they thought Marvel still owned it, and Marvel had this contract that said that 5 years after they publish something, it then completely becomes yours again, of which you can then publish it. So I guess Disney thought that they were illegally publishing this stuff. And it's like, no, it was theirs after the 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just, you know, taking credit for artists' work is just a stain in the comic book business history.
Yeah.
You know, it really, you know, goes back to Batman, Bob Kane, and Finger.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt like that went untalked about for so long and was painful to those of us who knew.
Yep.
And, you know, the you know, history is played out, but I still see it happening as we speak.
Yeah.
And, you know, the artist is always the low one on the totem pole. And for a medium that is visual, the artist should be on the top of the totem pole.
I'll tell you, this is one of my pet peeves, is to be a guest at a show. And I get to the show and there's no food or anything for the guests, for the artist guests. But then there's all this food for the celebrities and stuff. And I said, well, there's something wrong to me about that, you know?
Well, I know the first time that really bugged me was, and I think it was the very last time I went to the San Diego Comic Con.
Right.
And I'm sitting there and, you know, we're kind of sweating it because we got to pay for that table. And,
Yep.
you know, I'm coming in from out of town. I got a hotel room. I got stuff to pay for. I need to, you know, make some money off these sketches and sell them prints and art and whatever. And I look up and, like, there was no one. Like, where'd the people go? And they were all lined up at Hall H to see Angelina Jolie promote Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I'm like, if this is San Diego Comic, I'm out. I am not going to compete with friggin' Angelina Jolie.
Yep.
That, you know, I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
So I genuinely enjoy myself and have much more fun at a smaller show that is focused on the artists.
Exactly.
You know, that makes it worth my time and my while.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Very nice.
Let me put you on full screen here.
There he is.
Look at that.
See, he's copying me and putting all the black in.
Yeah, he inspired me.
That's funny. That's great.
Well, I got you both because I just started out on black paper. So I technically have the most black.
That's true. And that's beautiful, by the way, Craig.
Thanks. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's not the best quality black paper. I did get out and buy some more better quality black paper. I love working on black paper. All your shadows are already done.
Yeah.
I'm doing one of the commissions that I'm really excited about is this Batman, and I went very Marshall Rogers homage with it, and I'm doing it on black paper. And basically, I'm just drawing the building behind him and letting him be this big black silhouette.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So are we going to keep going, Ken, or?
Yeah, I'm going to call it. I'm dying.
Okay.
I'm going to call it. But, yeah, thanks, guys, for coming out. Larry looks like he's just about finishing up this sketch.
Yeah.
Done. It's done.
It's done. It's done. So perfect timing.
Yeah, it
But I
looks
want to
great.
thank everybody for coming out, participating. Bill, of course, Russ, Larry, Craig. He was trying all night. He finally made it. Jeff, I don't even know if he's early on or not.
Well, I don't even know if I should say anything. As soon as I come on, you're all getting off the show. So, you know.
Yeah.
You didn't even need me.
Didn't need you. We always need you, buddy.
Well, I hope I get to see you guys all sometime soon in person, sometime this year at least. I hope.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be all right. I think.
Yeah.
I was saying before. I don't know if anybody else heard. a couple doctors and scientists have basically said that this Omicron is so contagious and everybody's getting it that when it's over, we could go 8-9 months before we have to worry about another surge because everyone's sick. So, you know, it's
I still don't want it.
no, well, I got it.
I'm still going to stay in my house and not get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've been playing. Yeah, I posted this. I feel like I've been playing a 2-year-long version of game of dodgeball, and like the front line is thinned out now.
Yeah, exactly. But thanks everybody. I know we couldn't be at New Orleans, so this was the best we could do. But we're all going to be we're going to be traveling the country. Don't worry, guys. You'll find us in a city near you at some point.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Jeff, you want to say anything before I?
Well, I know. Let me put my 2 cents in and just tell everybody, please get vaccinated, get your booster shots so we can see you. Let this Omicron burn its way through everything and clear the field so we can all see everybody in person. And that's what we're looking forward to the most. And we have. Listen, you guys have no idea what's coming up on the horizon. Good stuff, only good stuff, and I can't wait till we can tell you some of it. And did you tell them about watching Bill's show next Thursday?
Yeah. I said we're gonna have an announcement on Thursday. Pretty exciting stuff, and then there's another announcement we'll be making hopefully very soon too. It's a game changer for us, to be honest.
Yep. We can't wait. That one's gonna blow the doors off. I tell you what.
Yeah, I know we say that a lot, but this one's different.
Listen, it is. It's a different kind of doors. We're blowing them off in a different way. But I got to tell you, man, it's just as huge, if not huger, than the stuff we've been bringing to you guys. So yeah, please stay tuned.
But thanks again, guys. I am going to bed.
All right, Russ and Craig. Nice talking to you for the first time.
Hang out, guys. Don't log off yet. All right, take care, everybody. Craig left. Take care, guys.